Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto kisses Bulma Dragon Ball Z the end. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by KFBA and IME87 and link in the description and support writer. Let's start the video. Capsule Corporation. It had been a few days since Goku had returned to Earth. Everyone had decided to take the android threat seriously and to meet up at Capsule Corporation to discuss training. Currently Naruto was in a simulation room of Capsule Corporation doing some light morning training with Gohan, who had snuck out ahead of his father to train with Naruto. "You're getting gutsy, kid, if you're leaving before your dad," Naruto said with a chuckle as he dodged a swipe from Gohan. "I don't want to be left behind by everyone else. I have to step up my training. Against Frieza I was useless." "Well, no more," Gohan said as he sent a punch at Naruto, who sighed his fist. "I don't know, kid, you have made progress, but if I'm honest, Vegeta is a better sparring partner and he's whipped by Tights now." "I heard that," Vegeta yelled over the paw. "You were supposed to go back to your gravity chamber. I'm sure Tights is there ready to peg you," Naruto yelled as he blocked Gohan's punch. "Shows what you know. She knows I'm the man in charge," Vegeta yelled over the paw. "The fuck you say?" Tights' voice yelled over the paw. "Don't make me grab Senor Strappy," she bellowed. "I knew it," Naruto yelled before he laughed and threw Gohan into a tree, breaking it. "Damn it. Why am I so pathetic?" Gohan yelled in rage at himself as he flew out of the debris toward Naruto. "Because you sit on the sidelines. You let your dad or Piccolo, hell even Krillin, do most of the fighting. You rely on others because deep in your heart you know you can't measure up," Naruto said as he ducked under Gohan, avoiding his charge. Gohan scowled at this, his hair flickered for a moment. "Oh, you're angry, huh? Then step up, you little wuss," Naruto yelled as he made a gesture at Gohan to bring it on. "I'll show you." Gohan raged as he charged again, only for Naruto to kick him into the dirt from his emotional charge. Before Gohan could get up, Naruto stomped on his head and grabbed his arm and held him in place. "Like I said, kid. You're weak," Naruto said with a smug grin, "and it seems you always will be. Weak and pathetic," he said as he held him down. Gohan growled at this, angry at this, and soon he felt something snap. "Ah!" Gohan roared as an explosion of yellow Kai went off from his body, sending Naruto flying spine first into a tree. "Ahahaha. Finally." Naruto laughed as he saw Gohan float off the ground, his hair yellow and spiky. He was now Super Saiyan. "You'll pay." Gohan roared as he rushed at Naruto. "Whoa, kid, hold on, look at yourself." Naruto was cut off as Gohan tackled him through the tree. And also the door to the simulation room. In another room, Bulma and Towa were eating some brunch and drinking tea in the indoor garden before the wall nearby burst and "Hey Bulma." "Hey Towa. How's it going?" "See you both later," Naruto said quickly as Gohan kept tackling him through several walls of Capsule Corporation itself. The two women watching them crash through the walls of the room they were eating in. "I'll call the construction team," Bulma deadpanned. "And I'll go make sure Gohan doesn't kill him," Towa said with a sigh as she got up to follow. Outside. Naruto and Gohan were now outside where Gohan finally tackled him, though a storage shed. "No, not through my raiment stash." "Why?" Naruto yelled in horror after crashing through another wall into the shed. "Shut up and fight, you jackass," Gohan growled in his rage. "Kid, I was talking shit so you would turn Super Saiyan, so calm the hell down," Naruto yelled as he tried to keep Gohan. "And go back to being weak, brainy, Gohan." "No, I like having power," Gohan said as he tackled Naruto, intending to maul him in a fury. "Oh come on, I was lying. You're fine as you," Naruto was saying before Gohan was sent flying from something, slugging him in the face off Naruto. Naruto looked to the side and saw Towa standing there with an outstretched fist after clocking Gohan. Naruto's eyes widened at this as he looked at where Gohan landed and saw he was completely knocked out and had swirls in his eyes. "I guess I really caught him off guard," Towa mused. "Holy crap, you're a fighter, Towa?" Naruto asked, surprised as he got up seeing Towa with new eyes. "No. At least I don't think so. I think I just caught him by surprise," Towa said. "You just one-shotted a Super Saiyan. I think you are more than lucky," Naruto said with a chuckle as he pointed at Gohan. "I did?" Towa asked, staring at her hand as if inspecting it. Hidden nearby. High up in the air above the city, Chrono was watching what was happening in a small crystal ball she had. "Damn it. I may be too late," Chrono said with gritted teeth, thinking Towa's memories may be coming back. "Back with Naruto." "Well, whatever you did, I liked it. You wanna learn to fight?" Naruto asked with a grin at Towa. "From you?" Towa asked with a small blush. "Sure, you're plenty strong, plus we need all hands on deck for those androids," Naruto said with a grin. "I'm in." Towa exclaimed happily as she would get to learn from her crush. That was good enough for her. "Back with Chronoa." The Kai of Time gained a surprised look at this as she watched Towa smile at Naruto. "As she's like a schoolgirl with a crush?" Well, he's better than Mira, at least, Chronoa said to herself. Frankly, I don't see the appeal, a male voice said from behind Chronoa, who in shock turned to see Piccolo staring at her boredly as he hovered behind her. Well, you wouldn't. You Namekians don't have gender, oh heh. Hi. Chronoa greeted sheepishly. Start talking. Who are you? Piccolo demanded. Ever the paranoid Namekian warrior. I'm a supreme Kai of I'm just an alien visitor that happened to arrive here. Chronoa said, not wanting to instantly reveal her true reasoning for being there. Okay, don't tell me, just stay out of trouble, Piccolo said as he floated down towards Capsule Corporation, as he really didn't care and he felt she didn't have any evil intent. Chronoa wiped a bead of sweat from her face after nearly being outed. With Naruto and Towa. Piccolo landed next to them and approached Gohan, who was getting up, his hair now normal. Ugh, what hit me? Gohan groaned as he finally recovered from Towa's attack. Be sorry, Towa said sheepishly as she rubbed the back of her head. Don't be, I kinda found it hot, Naruto said with a grin. Minor present. Krillin said just as he landed, having heard that. Yeah, one who went Super Saiyan and attacked, I think he chipped a tooth, Naruto said as he rubbed his chin. You probably had it coming, Vegeta said as he walked out shirtless. You owe me money. He went Super Saiyan. Naruto yelled as he pointed at Gohan. I don't believe you. Vegeta yelled as he demanded proof. Just as Yamcha landed by them along with Tien and Chiatsu. Don't believe what? Goku asked as he finally arrived and landed nearby. Gohan went Super Saiyan and attacked me before Towa punched his ass out, Naruto said. So not only did the brat go Super Saiyan, but you expect me to believe that weak woman beat him, Urk? Vegeta was saying before Towa slugged him in the gut, making him hunch over in surprise. Do you believe now? Towa asked boredly. Vegeta groaned out as he held up a small stack of cash to Naruto while using his other arm to hold his gut. Jump, Naruto said as he took the cash. So what's the plan for training you had, Naruto? Krillin asked curiously. Well, I was thinking since Goku has that instant transmission thing, we could get you Earthlings some more training with King Kai, and yes, while you trained there, well, did you actually learn any new techniques? Naruto asked Tien, Yamcha, Piccolo, and Chiatsu. No, we didn't. We only got there for a few days before we were brought back to life, Tien said. Well, there you go, you Earthlings should learn that Kaioken move from King Kai and train on his planet, Naruto said with a smile. Kaio what? Yamcha asked with a raised eyebrow. Are you serious? Naruto questioned, bewildered. It's the move Goku used to multiply his power versus Jinyu and Frieza. He also used it against Nappa, Krillin said. Oh. Yay, that's a good idea, Yamcha said with a smile and nodded Naruto. Also, you Earthlings need to learn to work together more, Naruto said as he looked at the Earthlings. Why would we do that? Yamcha asked curiously. Cause it will avoid a repeat performance of you getting your ass kicked when Vegeta and Nappa showed up. Not to mention maybe you can all help so Goku can stop wagering the planet on one-on-one death matches, Naruto deadpanned. Noted Yamcha. Good, come up with some tactics that can help you all work together and get an edge on the enemy, Naruto said. You mean fight dirty? Chiatsu asked curiously. It's not fighting dirty when the earth is at stake, Naruto said with a sigh. Oh, but one-on-ones are so much better, Goku groaned. I meant for them you battle at Taku. Naruto yelled at Goku, his fangs showing. This got snorts from Krillin and Yamcha and a laugh from Chiatsu. What's an Otaku? Goku asked. I think it's when you eat a space horse, Vegeta said as he stood back up. Boy, Naruto said with a groan as he rubbed his head. Any advice you can give the rest of us? Piccolo asked curiously. You mean besides fuse with Kami, you moron? Naruto said flatly. I do that and we don't have Dragon Balls, Piccolo pointed out. Yeah, or we could go to New Namek and get a new guardian, Naruto said flatly as he was almost at his wits' end with being the smartest one here. This got silence from everyone as they didn't consider this at all. I'll be right back, Goku said as he instant transmissioned away. Okay, now Piccolo, you go make peace with Kami, and as for you Vegeta, you need to get back to work on becoming Super Saiyan since the kid beat you, Naruto said with a smirk. And I will as soon as Vegeta suddenly stiffened as a familiar energy made itself known to him. What are they doing here? Vegeta asked aloud. Naruto soon sensed what he was speaking about and looked in the same direction as Vegeta. Friends of yours? He asked. Those survivors I mentioned. I wasn't expecting them for at least a month, Vegeta said. Oh, good, new recruits, Naruto said with a grin as the more help the better in his eyes. Survivors of what? Tien asked curiously. More Saiyans, Naruto supplied simply. Wow, Frieza was terrible at genocide, huh? Krillin mumbled as he kept leaving survivors. Oh, that's great, they gonna try and take over the earth too. Do they have Cybermen? Yamcha asked, freaking out. Suddenly in a burst of speed, two figures appeared in front of the group. One was in a pink tube top that showed off her mid-D cup breasts, she also had a muscular yet toned body and a plump ass. The other one was wearing black and red and had her hair in braids. She was also wearing bands on her wrists and had DD cup breasts, a toned body, and a heart-shaped ass. Oh please. Only punk asses use Cybermen. The pink-wearing female Saiyan named the Saiyan woman in the pink tube top said with a snort. Caulifla, why are you on Earth? Vegeta asked simply. We had to escape that warlord we mentioned. He nearly killed us, the woman in red admitted shyly. So you ran away? Naruto asked with a bewildered look as that didn't sound like a Saiyan to him. Beep. The shy-looking Saiyan said as she hid behind Caulifla. Hey. No scaring Kale Fox boy or I'll tie your tails in a knot. Caulifla yelled as she glared at Naruto. Oh, I'd love to see you try, monkey girl. Please, I kick Vegeta's ass daily, what chance do you have? Naruto questioned, returning her glare. You think you can take me on, you bastard? Let's go then. Caulifla yelled as she smirked and punched her palm. Come on, bring all 4 feet of you. Or should I count your hair too? Naruto mocked as he cracked his neck. That's it. Caulifla yelled as she threw a punch at Naruto, which he caught, but the force behind the punch sent a shockwave behind him. Not bad. You're a tough one, huh? Naruto asked with a smirk as he felt the force behind that punch. Oh geez, he likes her already, Vegeta groaned as he pinched his nose. None will take her from me, Kale muttered to herself. Did you say something? Krillin asked Kale, seeing her mutter to herself. Kale said nothing at this and shook her head rapidly. Naruto, having caught Caulifla's punch, threw her into the air, to which she responded by floating. Strike 1. You get 2 more, Naruto smirked. Caulifla glared at Naruto for a moment before she wiped her chin and smirked. She flew down, intent on crashing into him into the dirt, to which Naruto avoided by sidestepping. Olay, Naruto smirked again, having avoided her attack. One more chance, Naruto grinned at Caulifla. You are pretty fast for some fox punk. Caulifla said as she. Well, I was able to keep up with Frieza up to his 3rd form at least. Naruto said with a smug grin. Frieza could transform? Caulifla asked, bewildered. Yeah, he was an overpowered bitch who didn't train though, Naruto said with a grin. Ha. I like you, Foxy. Caulifla said with a laugh as she looked at Naruto with a smirk and then charged him again. Naruto simply punched her in the gut as she recklessly charged. Caulifla said as the wind was effectively knocked out of her. Strike 3 and you're out, Naruto smirked as Caulifla backed up and slowly recovered from his attack. Strong 2. You have a woman? Caulifla asked with a chuckle as she really liked him now. Be wantin' you go through me. Bulma yelled as she walked out drinking a cup of tea. Caulifla looked at Bulma and after looking at her scoffed, really? Someone as strong as you is with a weakling? She asked Naruto. Brains, bitch. Trumps brawn every day. Bulma grinned. You calling me stupid? Caulifla growled as she looked at Bulma. Oh, you're right. Let me dumb it down for you, saying not smartful like blue hair woman, Bulma mocked. Grrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr stop, she's not here to start a fight, so try to get along. Plus if we help her maybe her and her friend can help with the androids, Naruto said as he got in between his girlfriend and the female Saiyan. Fine, I'll play nice. As long as she doesn't start anything we'll be fine. Bulma said having had her fun. You owe me a spar, Whiskers and we're golden, Caulifla said. You and the other one need training so we can make you Super Saiyans. That shit is real? Caulifla asked with a raised eyebrow as she always thought that was just some folktale. Gohan, Naruto said simply as he looked at the Saiyan child with a nod. Gohan nodded and sighed and focused as he tried to bring out the power he now had. Yeah. Gohan yelled as he transformed into a Super Saiyan, sending everyone around him flying. First the clown, now his brat. Vegeta growled. Quit your bitching and get better then, Naruto said simply as he looked at Caulifla. Believe me now? He asked the Saiyan female. Caulifla had stars in her eyes before she was instantly in front of Gohan, who had turned back. Hey brat, how you do that? She demanded. Pure rage, Gohan supplied simply. Bullshit. Vegeta yelled as he had that in spades. Well, it's more breaking through his limits and using rage to push through the barrier, Naruto said as he tried to explain. Then I just send energy right here, Gohan said pointing between his shoulder and shoulder blade. And Caulifla said as she focused and closed her eyes. Oh please, like it's that Vegeta was saying before. Yeah. Caulifla yelled as her body exploded with gold energy as her hair turned gold and the ground below her cracked from the force of her energy. Oh come on. Vegeta yelled in frustration. Round 2 Foxy right now. Caulifla yelled with an excited grin at the new power she now felt coursing through her. We still have 2 more Saiyans to get transformed first, Naruto said, looking at Kale and Vegeta. Beep. Kale yelled as Naruto looked at her, making her blush and run to hide behind Caulifla, who sighed at her friend's shyness. Oh, she's shy, that's so cute, Bulma said with a smile. Naruto chuckled at this as this reminded him of Hinata back in his old world. Think she's a freak in bed too? Kurama asked with a snicker. Hey, I'm loyal to Bulma. Naruto said to the fox spirit. Oh please, she is looking at that one like she's her next meal. Hell, she clearly wants you to wreck the blue-skinned one, Kurama said, cackling. Okay, if you're gonna stay here then follow me, I have plenty of room, Bulma said to the two Saiyan women. Oh, you're a rich one, huh? Caulifla asked with a smirk as she powered down to normal. Keeps me fed and I eat much as any Saiyan, Naruto said with a smile at Bulma, who smiled back. Hey, you should have an eating contest with Kale, then Caulifla snickered. That sweetheart eats a lot. I don't believe it, Naruto asked with a friendly grin. Kale blushed at this and hid more behind Caulifla while she laughed. Yeah, I've never beaten her in a contest. Neither did the prince, she grinned. Ah, I won't lose to such a pathetic Saiyan who hides from the fox's eyes. Vegeta said as he scoffed. But you did lose to her in the contest though, Tien smirked. Fuck off, Triclops. Vegeta yelled at the three-eyed martial artist. Well, it's almost lunch so you two can have a rematch, Naruto said with a grin as he definitely wanted to see this. Fuck yeah, food. Caulifla grinned just as Goku returned with Dend. Someone said food. Goku exclaimed, excited, having just returned while hearing that. Dend. Gohan and Krillin said as they smiled at their friend. Ah, so we have a new guardian now. Fantastic, you confuse with Kami and Dend can take over. Everybody wins. Naruto said to Piccolo. Piccolo said nothing at this before he flew off, leaving the area while everyone went inside to eat. With Kranoa. Up above the city, Kranoa was still floating and looking into her crystal ball. If Piccolo fuses early, that means no Dragon Balls until Dend activates his own set. Why is Zeno allowing these changes? Kranoa questioned to herself. Who is Zeno? And are you lost, little girl? Naruto asked, announcing himself behind her. I'm not lost and you should know who's and why does this keep happening, Kranoa groaned out as she looked at Naruto. A reason you're spying on us? Naruto asked curiously as he looked at her. Well, how do I explain this? Kranoa stuttered. This involved time travel? Naruto questioned with a raised eyebrow. Yes, Kranoa sighed out as she looked down, depressed at being found out. Say no more. You're good, Naruto said, holding up a hand for her to shake. You're gonna trust me just like that? Kranoa asked, bewildered. Sure, you don't seem so bad. A little high-strung, but I don't sense anything evil from you, Naruto said as he smiled at her. Kranoa blushed a little at his smile. If you want you can come on inside with us. We have plenty of food even with us feeding several Saiyans, Naruto said as he grasped Kranoa's hand and led her down to the house. Naruto, where were our? Oh, there you were, the short stack. Bulma asked as she came out of Gi house to look for her boyfriend. That's short stack, Kranoa stuttered as she hated when people called her things like this. Bulma, be nice, this is what's your name? Naruto asked his new friend. Oh I'm Claire. Yes, Claire, Kranoa said, giving a fake name. You wanna come back to that when you think of a better name? Bulma deadpanned. Yeah, that name doesn't fit you at all, Naruto said with a frown. Kranoa, she sighed in defeat. This is why she had time patrollers and didn't usually get involved. See, now that's more fitting. Very pretty, Naruto said with a smile. Nice meet you, Bulma greeted with a smile of her own. Hey, we gonna eat or what? Caulifla yelled as she came outside. Who's the jailbait? She asked as she spotted the Kai. Hey, jailbait? Kranoa stuttered out as her eyebrow twitched. Hey, Vegeta's going crazy, we should eat. Who's the loli? Towa asked, confused as she walked inside. That's it. I'm not gonna take this. Kranoa yelled before flying off. Wait, come back. Naruto yelled after her, not wanting her mad. Billy, be back. You just wait. Kranoa yelled back at Naruto before she took off flying in a random direction. With Kranoa. Good thing I brought this from the time nest. Kranoa growled as she pulled out a scouter. And with my time powers I can find them in record time. Let's see them call me a short stacker jailbait after I get my wish granted. I'll have Naruto drooling over me and my sexy body. That'll show them. Kranoa growled as she flew off after the Dragon Balls. With Piccolo. Piccolo was at the lookout looking at Kami, who was there waiting for him along with Mr. Popo. I suppose you know why I'm here? Piccolo asked, knowing Kami knew what was going on Earth all the time. Yes, and while Naruto is reckless sometimes, I'm starting to see that he's right. We do need to have everyone ready for these androids when they show up, Kami said as he approached Piccolo. Kami, Popo said as he frowned. It will be okay, Mr. Popo, Goku has brought a new guardian, but before we fuse we should wait an hour so someone who wishes to use them can use them. Kami said as he sighed. Why are we waiting for some fool to make a wish? Piccolo asked with an annoyed tone. Because I don't feel like angering the Supreme Kai of Time, Kami said simply as they decided to wait, though Piccolo was confused on what a Supreme Kai is. An hour later with Kranoa. Kranoa was in an empty field and had all 7 Dragon Balls gathered. Arise, Shenron. Kranoa shouted, holding her hands over the 7 orbs. The sky darkened as Shenron appeared in his usual light show from the Dragon Balls. I am the Eternal Dragon and I will grant you one wish. Speak now. Shenron said as he looked down at Kranoa. Kranoa smiled at this as she knew what she wanted. I wish I had a more mature and sexy body permanently. One that is Naruto Uzumaki's type. Very well. Your wish is granted, Shenron said as his eyes glowed as the Kai was engulfed in bright light. Later back with Naruto. Naruto was in the dining area out in the backyard with everyone else who were all eating from the big spread. Bulma had the cooks all set up. Oh come on Whiskers, you're not still mad that short stack got mad and flew off, are you? Caulifla asked as she looked up from her fried leg of meat, which she then ate in one bite and spat the bone into a garbage bin nearby. Wow, it's like a female Goku, Krillin said as he watched Caulifla grab another leg of meat. Yeah, only less stupid, Vegeta said smirking. What the hell's a Goku? Caulifla asked. That's me. I'm a Saiyan too. Only I was raised here on Earth. Goku said with a smile as he waved at the fellow Saiyan. Bardock had a kid. Kale muttered to herself after getting a good look. You mean besides that punk-ass Raditz? Caulifla asked with a snicker as she had fought that weakling once, if you could call it a fight. It was when they were kids and Raditz was just flailing angrily during their scrap. Till Caulifla kicked him in the about 5 times. But times. And there went my appetite, Vegeta groaned. Oh don't be rude, Tight said as she rolled her eyes at her fiancé's attitude. Sorry but I have a thing about not discussing pathetic weaklings at the table, Vegeta said. Would it help if I said I one-shotted him by kicking him in the nuts? Caulifla asked with a savage grin. Continue, Vegeta said trying not to uproariously laugh. Naruto chuckled at this before he looked at Kale and saw her plate was empty. You still hungry? He asked. Why yes, Kale said shyly. Well here, eat up, we have plenty, Kale, Naruto said as he moved a full plate of food to her. Hey. You looking to court my best friend Whiskers? Caulifla yelled at Naruto. I'm in a committed relationship, Caulifla. Naruto rolled his eyes while Kale blushed and covered her face with her hands as her crush tried to set her up with a guy. I'm fine with it, Bulma said simply as she ate her food. This caused Yamcha, Tien and Krillin to choke on their food. Say what? Naruto asked dumbly, ignoring Kurama's cackling. I have no qualms with sharing. Hell, I plan to share you with Towa anyways, Bulma said as she smirked at said woman who blushed and looked away. Didn't you break up with Yamcha for this exact reasoning? Krillin asked confused. It's not the same if I'm okay with it, plus I'm not allowing him to nail anything with a rack or ass. Any woman who wants and needs to actually care about him and need my approval first. Bulma said simply, drinking some water. Naruto's mind shorted out all, while Kurama and Vegeta laughed their asses off at this turn of events. Before anyone could say anything, Naruto suddenly jerked as he felt a familiar energy appear flying towards them. Ugh, the short stack is back, Caulifla said with a scoff as she also felt it. Be nice or no more meat, Naruto warned her as he got up to go greet Kranoa. You don't control me. Caulifla yelled. Naruto growled at the female Saiyan at this animalistically. Did you fucking growl at me? Caulifla yelled as she lightly blushed, finding his feral nature attractive. I'll do worse, so keep it up, Naruto said as he left the room to go greet Kranoa. Caulifla watched Naruto leave and shuddered a little before she smirked and looked at Bulma. I want in. Kale too, Caulifla said with a smirk. What? Kale exclaimed, a massive blush on her face. Oh don't lie. I saw your blush earlier and you could use a good, Caulifla smirked. My man is not a toy for you, tomboy, but if you stick around and help with the androids, I'll be open to the idea, Bulma said simply. Tomboy? Caulifla asked with a raised eyebrow, never hearing the term before. You guys have a robot problem? Kale asked curiously. It's a long story, Gohan said with a sigh as he started to explain. Kranoa? What the hell happened? Naruto exclaimed in shock, everyone hearing it from the feast. I'll go check on this, Towa said with a sigh. Make sure none of the Saiyans eat my plate please, Towa asked Bulma. Sure thing, Bulma said as she nodded at her friend before she slapped Caulifla's hand from Towa's plate. But Naruto? Naruto was currently staring mouth agape at the sight before him. Kranoa with a far more mature and developed body. So what do you think? Suits me right? Kranoa asked with a smirk as she struck a pose showing off her E-cup breasts, tall and toned body, and a heart-shaped ass. What's going, oh holy hell, she's as stacked as me. Towa said wide-eyed as she walked over to them. Neither noticing Kranoa stiffened slightly at her arrival. How did you do this? Naruto asked as he tried not to leer at. Never you mind, cutie, now where is this feast? I'm starving, Kranoa as she trailed her finger under his chin with a smirk. Through there, Naruto pointed behind him in a daze. Towa watched as Kranoa left and looked at Naruto. Well, looks like you found another possible harem member, she said with a flat tone. Naruto quickly shook his head at this and looked at Towa. Well, before I consider her, I owe you a date at least, he said as he rubbed the back of his head sheepishly. I don't really do dates. A quiet night in is more my style. How about we just watch a movie together inside? Towa suggested. That works, let's do that tonight, just me and you, Naruto said with a smile at her. Excellent. We shall have watch it after the feast. Towa nodded as the two went back to join in for the feast. Holy shit. She's as stacked as the blue chick now. Caulifla yelled in surprise. Not jailbait now huh? Chronoa asked with a smirk as she sat next to Bulma. You got the body. We just need to make sure you're worthy, Bulma shrugged as she drank some more water. As fun as this has been, I have some data to oversee, Vomi said as she stood up. Don't overwork yourself, okay? Naruto said. Vomi nodded and smiled at this as she left the room before she held her head as manic giggling was heard in her mind. Hahaha. Oh, that hunk of meat makes me want to eat him all up. Akraz's voice giggled. Damn it, I regret letting that quack use that ancient DNA on me to make me powerful, Vomi thought as she tried to suppress her other personality. Oh come on V. You know you want to play with him. I mean look at him. He's the perfect playmate for us. The personality cackled in lunacy. Vomi ignored this as she went into her lab to do her research. You can't keep me locked away forever V. I'll get free soon enough. And when I do he'll be mine. The voice laughed. But Naruto. Naruto suddenly shuddered as a cold chill ran down his spine. He shook it off however as he went back to conversing during the feast. Later that night. Naruto entered the living room with a bowl of popcorn while Towa was sitting on the couch in front of the plasma TV. Got the popcorn, what movie did you decide on? He asked curiously as he made his way over to the blue-skinned bombshell. I found a series of sci-fi movies to watch. Star Wars. Bulma gave me a list to watch them in a particular order. Better not be the later ones, Naruto said with a grumble. Bulma told me not to watch past the sixth one, Towa shrugged. She never saw the movie so she had no idea. Well, let's watch, Naruto said as he sat next to Towa and handed her the bowl of popcorn before the two started to binge watch 2 trilogies of a movie franchise. Many hours later. I've never heard a person so whiny, Towa deadpanned after watching episode 2. I don't know, Yamcha is worse, Naruto said with a chuckle. Towa laughed at this. I like your laugh. It's pretty, Naruto complimented. Now Mr. Uzumaki, you wouldn't be trying to sweet talk me into your bed, are you? Towa asked with a teasing smirk. Not unless you want to, Naruto said. The other movies can wait, Towa said as she got up and grabbed his hand. Now woes the excited one, Naruto laughed as Towa dragged him off the couch before the doors suddenly closed and locked them in the room. Bulma, for fuck's sake, we were gonna do it in my bed, now let us out. Naruto yelled out knowing she could hear them. The cameras are out in your room. I wanna watch, Bulma said through a speaker. That's your fault for screaming so loud they broke. Naruto yelled. And I told you not to slam your fat cock up my ass without warning. You're just as much to blame. Bulma yelled. It's your fault. You know that bunny suit makes me an animal. Naruto yelled back. No, it's your fault. Oh, cameras are fixed. Have fun. Bulma exclaimed as the doors opened for the two. Lucky I love her, Naruto said with a sigh as Towa and him left the living room and headed for his room. As soon as Naruto opened the door, he found himself pushed onto his bed, landing on his back. But Naruto. It had been a few months since everyone had got together and made plans to train for the coming android threat. Goku currently was on King Kai's planet along with Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, Gohan, and Piccolo. Naruto meanwhile was in the personal gravity chamber Dr. Briefs had made for him for training. He had made it after making one for Vegeta since he knew his son-in-law would want one too. Also because he had to reuse the gravity chamber's parts Vegeta kept blowing up. Hey, they may be rich scientists, but unless it's incinerated it's still usable. Though they could probably afford more parts if they didn't go nuts with the wedding for Tights and Vegeta. Yup, those two finally tied the knot 2 weeks ago. So many whole roasted ducks were eaten by Goku and Vegeta. So very many. Currently 2 months pregnant, Bulma was sitting in an observation room watching Naruto on camera as he trained Towa, Kale, and Caulifla. With Bulma observing were Chronoa and Vomi. Come on Towa. You can do better than this. Naruto yelled as he dodged a high kick from the blue-skinned beauty via a backbending matrix-like dodge. Arrogant, Towa yelled as she sent a flurry of kicks at Naruto. You weren't saying that last night, love, Naruto said with a smirk as he dodged around her kicks. Why, if I recall, you were screaming out, oh god daddy, fuck me even harder. Knock me up like Bulma, does that sound right? Naruto asked. Towa blushed at this before she chuckled and charged some power before she sped up her kicks. Naruto however kept dodging even with her speed increase. Meanwhile as those two sparred, Caulifla was sending a barrage of fists flying at Kale who dodged each one. Hit me damn it. Fight back Kale. Caulifla demanded. And no, Kale stuttered as she continued to dodge each shot sent at her. Caulifla growled at this as she was getting frustrated about Kale's unwillingness to fight. After she had unlocked Super Saiyan, she had spent the last 2 months trying to get Kale to unlock it, but the timid Saiyan still couldn't do it. Damn it Kale, fight me back. Caulifla growled as her hair flickered yellow from her aggression. While she could go into the form at will, her anger sometimes made her accidentally transform. I think we've trained enough, Naruto said, seeing Caulifla's growing frustration. Fine. You're taking me out to lunch, Whiskers. Caulifla yelled at Naruto. No, he's not. I need him here to go over our wedding plans, Bulma spoke out through the intercom. Fucking, fine. Then you're ordering food, milk bags. Caulifla growled out in annoyance. At least I'm not a short stack. Bulma yelled back over the intercom. Who you calling short stack, you wrinkled old dustbin? Caulifla yelled. Naruto sighed at this before he patted Caulifla on the head, stopping her. It's okay, I'll take you out later, I promise, Naruto told her. Caulifla blinked at this before she slapped his hand away. You getting sweet with me? She asked as she smirked a bit. As well, she wasn't that good with emotions like this, she had to admit. She kinda liked when Naruto was nice to her. Good luck getting her to admit it though. What of it? Naruto asked with a challenging smirk. Ahem, as much fun as it would be to see you decide to argue before steeping each other's clothes off. According to our sensors, something just entered Earth's atmosphere and landed in a nearby forest. Vomi spoke up calmly. Any idea what? Towa asked, interested in this. Cameras are offline, but knowing our luck it's probably aliens, Bulma supplied simply. Got it. Kale, you want to join me and Caulifla in checking this out? Naruto asked a timid Saiyan. Yuma, Kale said as she blushed a little. Well, at least she's actually talking to you now, Towa said as she chuckled at Kale. It didn't help that Kale wouldn't talk to her or Naruto for 2 weeks after her and Caulifla's arrival, after she had accidentally walked in on them fucking in the Briefs family hot spring. Things got really awkward after that. Pranoa meanwhile was silent, trying to rack her brain on what this atmospheric breach could be. If these are aliens, then who could they be? She thought, confused on what this could be, as this never occurred in the original timeline. I should follow them and observe, she thought. Forest. The group of 5 alien humanoids were flying through a forest area to find anything of note to return to their leader. Come on. There's gotta be something for Lord Cooler on this dust ball. One of the men barked out to his fellow soldiers. As they continued to move, one of the scouters on their eyes started to light up and make noises. Hell, we have a few okay power levels on this world. And 3 are headed right for us. Power levels of 1200 coming our way. One of the soldiers said. She had bright green skin and white hair in a bob cut style. She had E-cup breasts, a toned curvy body, and a plump ass. 1200. That's pathetic. One of the other soldiers said as he laughed mockingly. I heard that some of the fighters here can hide their power level, so don't be a, the green female was saying before she was cut off. Be silent, Chila, you're only good for scouting ahead, one of the other soldiers said with a scoff. But Naruto, Caulifla, and Kale. The 3 were flying over the forest with their power suppressed to make sure they didn't draw too much attention if there were hostile aliens. I don't see anything of note. Are we sure this is where this thing landed? Naruto asked. This is where the old hag said it landed. Maybe age is fucking up her brain, Caulifla said with a smug tone. I really wish you two would just get along, Naruto sighed. Kale was about to say something, however she saw a laser blast suddenly shoot from the woods and pushed Naruto and Caulifla down towards the ground to avoid getting hit. Boy. Who's being a punk ass? Caulifla yelled as she looked up before she noticed she was straddling Naruto. Is now really the time to get a boner, Whiskers? Caulifla asked with a smirk. Hey, it's a compliment. Naruto yelled out as he blushed. Didn't say I was complaining, Caulifla smirked even wider as she ground her ass on him to tease him. Woman, don't test me, Naruto growled at this. Oh? What'll you do if I do test you? Caulifla asked mockingly. I'll bend you over in these woods, and Naruto was saying. There they are. One of the soldiers yelled as they all flew into the area. Oh goddammit. I was about to get wrecked by a real man, damn it. Caulifla yelled as she jumped to her feet. Hale blushed at this in surprise before she composed herself and looked at the soldiers. Oh come on. I thought all you idiots died on Namek. Naruto groaned, recognizing the armor as Frieza 4 soldier armor. By order of Lord Cooler, cease your perversions and surrender your planet to him. One of the soldiers yelled, holding up a wrist blaster at Naruto and Kale. Do I look like I own this planet? I can't tell the entire planet to just surrender itself to you idiots, Naruto sighed. See Cooler? Kale asked as she sweated a bit. That's someone important. Naruto asked, looking at Kale and Caulifla. You remember that warlord we fled from? Caulifla asked. I thought I recognized the 2 of you. You're those Saiyans that fled like weaklings, one of the soldiers yelled mockingly. Eyes Cooler said to bring these 2 in alive, Chilai was saying before she was cut off. White bitch. We'll bring em in alive after we have some fun with them. After all, they had to run, so maybe they're better for fucking than fighting, one of the aliens smirked. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna slaughter each and every single one of you now for implying that. When you get to hell, give Frieza my regards, Naruto said with a scowl as he pulled out Kurama's fang. Uo's sword, I'm so, one of the soldiers was saying before Naruto swung his sword and unleashed a massive blast that engulfed him and turned him to dust and destroyed the trees behind him. You idiots have sealed your fate. The bad news for you all is you have enraged me even beyond Frieza, so I'll make you all suffer in utter agony. The good news however is you all no longer have to wonder where your god is. He's right here. And he's fresh out of mercy. Naruto growled as his energy skyrocketed from his burning rage. The soldiers and Chila scouters started to beep and soon they exploded. What are you? One of the soldiers asked terrified as not only did their scouters explode, they felt some type of pressure pushing them down. Like an impending sense of death. Naruto gave an unholy roar before he disappeared in a burst of speed. Reappearing in the middle of the small clearing. As soon as he touched down however the four male cooler soldiers suddenly split in half, their multicolored blood spraying from their corpses as Naruto stood before showers of green, blue, and purple blood. Naruto turned to Chilai and glared at her. Please don't kill me. I only joined them cause I couldn't get work anywhere else. I'm a woman too. I don't approve of what they wanted. Chilai begged as she bowed to Naruto and started to cry from her terror and fear. Naruto reached out with his sage senses and could feel she was Chilai telling the truth and that she hated her life but still valued it. Naruto sighed before he sheathed his blade and looked at her. Sorry for scaring you. Unfortunately I detest people like them, Naruto told her. Yeah, so calm down, have some dignity for fuck's sake, Caulifla said boredly. Sis, she just watched her teammates get murdered. I'm not her, but I'm scared too, Kale admitted as Naruto's rage was very jarring. Chilai looked up at Naruto as he approached her and flinched. Thinking he was gonna kill her next. Dry your tears, okay? You're not gonna be hurt as long as you don't try and attack us, Naruto told her. Well, he didn't like scaring people, this woman was still a planet-conquering warlord soldier. She hadn't earned their trust. Oh yeah, I remember you're just some street rat Cooler uses to scout ahead for his men, Caulifla said as she got a good look at Chilai. So this Cooler guy doesn't know about you two or any of us then? Naruto asked curiously. He heard from some of Frieza's surviving men that his brother was killed on this planet, so he came to find who did it. Chilai said as she took a calming breath. This got a groan from Naruto and an excited grin from Caulifla. Even when he's dead, Frieza still finds a way to piss me off, Naruto groaned. Finally. A real fight now that I can turn Super Saiyan. Caulifla grinned. Chilai's eyes went wide at this before she jumped back away from the mess as Super Saiyan. She yelled in surprise. Yeah, there's like 3 Super Saiyans on this planet. What's the big deal? Naruto asked shrugging. Frieza's whole family have feared Super Saiyans showing up for generations, Kale explained. I gotta get out of here. Chilai yelled as she took off trying to fly away before Naruto grabbed her by the back of her armor. Hold it. He exclaimed. When Cooler finds out there are Super Saiyans on this planet he's gonna destroy it just to make sure they are dead. I need to get to a ship and get out of here. I'll head to Frieza planet 419. No one ever heads there. Chilai yelled full on panicking and freaking the hell out. Woman, calm down. We can help you. Naruto told her as Chilai kept trying to struggle. Yeah, with me Kale and Whiskers here we can kick Cooler's ass, Caulifla said as she punched her palm and smirked. And besides, even if you head elsewhere, aren't you tired of coasting by in life? Wouldn't you rather escape Cooler's grip for good and find a real meaning for your life? Naruto asked. Yeah, and I'd also like a date with a guy who's not a stuck-up prick. That ain't happening anytime soon either. Chilai yelled, still panicking. Before Caulifla chopped her on the back of her neck. Knocking out the green-skinned woman in an instant. What? Her freaking out was getting annoying, Caulifla said after seeing Naruto and Kale's looks directed at her. Well, it should work out better this way. Kale, can you take her to Capsule Corporation? Naruto asked. Yes sure, Kale responded as she nodded and picked up Chilai. But stay safe, okay? Naruto said with a smile as he patted Kale on the head, making the shy Saiyan blush before she flew off. Come on, Whiskers. Let's go fuck these fuckers up, Caulifla said with a feral grin. You are so hot when you get like this, Naruto said with a chuckle, deciding to flirt a little before they went to fight a powerful warlord. When we win, you can have a special sparring match with me, Caulifla said with a smirk. Oh? A Saiyan warrior finds a fox like me worthy? Naruto asked with a smirk as they flew off towards where they felt a huge power level. You bet. I bet our kids would be really powerful. Caulifla yelled with a feral grin. Cooler's ship. In a floating pod-like chair, an alien sat sipping a glass of wine as he waited for a report. This alien had purple skin with white biological armor on his chest, wrists, ankles, and around his head, along with a blue gem-like object embedded in his head. He was looking at footage of the Earth and looked at footage of Naruto easily killing his men. Well now. This is intriguing. It seems there is someone on this planet with some actual power and skill, the alien mused as he sipped his wine before he stood up from his pod. Monsieur Cooler. You should not sully your hands with this filth. Allow myself, knees, and Dura to defeat them in your stead, a blue-skinned alien male with blonde hair, wearing a purple bodysuit and green armor, with one brown shoulder pad extending out over his left shoulder. Very well, don't fail me, Salsa. If he's not dead in 10 minutes I will get involved, Cooler said as he sat back down. Master, one of those Saiyans is with that fox man, and rusty red-skinned alien named Knees said, pointing at the screen, showing that Caulifla was flying with Naruto towards their ship. Well, now this is an opportunity we can't pass up. Do bring them before me alive. If that Saiyan is here, most likely the other one is as well. Not to mention they'll be able to guide me to the one who slayed my brother. Cooler ordered them. Yes, sir. The 3 aliens chorused before they left. Oh, one other thing. See if Chilai survived. She has her uses after all, Cooler ordered as they left. With Kale. Kale had just arrived at Capsule Corporation and was just entering the main living room while carrying Chilai. As soon as she entered she saw Bulma, Towa, and Vomi sitting and waiting for them. What's going on? Bulma asked as she watched Kale place Chilai on a couch. The alien warlord that we escaped from is here. This is one of his soldiers, Kale explained, a little shy on having to explain this. Let me guess, she was sympathetic and Naruto decided to give her a chance. Towa asked with a chuckle as this was how it happened with her too in regards to her amnesia. Kale nodded at this as the door opened and Vegeta came out. The gravity chamber is broken, Aga, who is this? I thought we killed all Frieza's men, Vegeta asked, seeing the unconscious Chilai and recognizing her armor. She's not one of his, she used to work for Cooler, Kale was saying before she was cut off. Cooler? Frieza's brother? That Cooler? Vegeta yelled. Yes. Kale said, hoping Vegeta wouldn't get mad at her. And Naruto and Caulifla are confronting him. Vegeta asked with a glare as he clenched his fists. Kale nodded at this, knowing it was best to be honest. Damn them. How dare they go after that bastard without me? I am the prince of all Saiyans. I will not be denied my fight with Frieza's family. Vegeta roared in fury before his aura sprang to life and he suddenly shot up into the air, flying through the roof of the building. Boy. That's not cheap to fix, you idiot. Bulma yelled after him as a section of the ceiling fell. Hail, we better go after them, Towa said as she frowned, knowing that it was probably best to back them up since Goku and Ko were out. Oh, okay, Kale nodded as the two flew off through the hole Vegeta made. With Naruto and Caulifla were flying at full speed and soon they spotted a spaceship parked near a cliffside. That's definitely his ship, Caulifla said as she glared at the ship. But let's break it, Naruto said as he cracked his knuckles before energy balls started to charge up in front of his palms. Come on out, you shitbags. Naruto yelled as he sent the 2 energy balls out towards the ship. The blasts hit the ship and left holes in the ship. Hey. A gruff voice yelled as Naruto turned to see Dura, Knees, and Salsa flew up before him and Caulifla. Oh good, the welcoming committee. So what's your whole deal? Naruto asked. We are Coolers Armored Squadron. The 3 yelled, doing poses. Oh god, not this shit again. Kill them. Naruto yelled as he took out his sword and charged at them. God, I love that man, Caulifla said with a grin as she flew at Knees and Dora, while Naruto sent a slash at Salsa, who blocked Naruto's slash with a red Kai blade coming from his arm. Who still uses an actual blade anymore? So sad, Mon Ami. Ask Frieza. Also, why are you French? Naruto said with a grin as his tail split into 2 and his power skyrocketed. What is this French you speak, oh Sasser Blue? Salsa yelled as he suddenly dropped to the ground to avoid a giant wave of fire from Naruto's next slash of his sword. Meanwhile, with Caulifla and Ayaz and Dor were holding their stomachs in pain as Caulifla attacked them. So I'm gonna guess Frenchie is the pretty one of your group, so let me guess you're the one with weird powers, she said, pointing at Knees, and you're the big tough stupid one, she said, pointing at Dor. You take that back or I'll kill you. Dor yelled. Okay fine, you're not tough, Caulifla said with a smirk. That's better. Wait a minute, hey. Dura yelled enraged as he flew at Caulifla, only for Caulifla to backhand him through 3 trees. This doesn't make sense. I recall you barely being able to handle our regular soldiers before, what the hell happened? Nayaz yelled as he glared at Caulifla. Push-ups. Lots and lots of push-ups, Caulifla told him mockingly. I'll make you talk, you bit, Knees growled out as lightning started to charge up into his hands. Before Caulfield suddenly appeared in front of him and punched him hard in the gut. Then she proceeded to throw punches and kicks at him, pretty much manhandling him. No, Knees. You filthy monkey cunt. Dura yelled as he flew at Caulifla in fury, aiming. You want to tag in? Fine. Caulifla yelled before she snapped Nayaz's neck and threw him at Dura. When Dura slammed into him, Caulifla held up her palms at them. Hiya. Caulifla yelled before she went Super Saiyan and fired a massive Kai blast at the 2 soldiers, vaporizing them. No. Knees, Dura. My men, my friends, may I have a moment of silence? Salsa asked. Well, there you go. Time to die, Naruto said after pausing for not even 3 seconds. Salsa jumped back and glared at Naruto. How did that Saiyan bitch get strong enough to beat them? He bellowed. Didn't you hear her? Push-ups, Naruto said mockingly. And I'm a Super Saiyan just like your master feared, so he better run like a bitch, cause I'm gonna enjoy killing him like his punk-ass brother. Caulifla glared with her transformed green eyes, staring as if into the space Frenchman's very soul. Oh, I fear you. Is that it? Let's test that, shall we? A male voice said, making Caulifla turn before being hit by a purple beam through her stomach as she turned around. Damn it. Caulifla groaned out, holding her bleeding stomach wound. How you feel? Naruto yelled as he threw something to her which she caught. She then looked at what he threw her and smirked as she ate the seizure bean and instantly healed. Super Saiyan or not, you're easily dealt with if caught off guard, Cooler said with a smirk. Frieza. Naruto yelled in shock as he really did look a lot like his brother before remembering it was Frieza's brother. How you think this is Frieza? Non. He is Cooler, Salsa told him with a smirk. Are all the morons on your planet named like this? Was your great-grandfather named Ice Cube? Naruto asked. No, my great-grandfather was named Chiller. My great-great-great-grandfather was Ice Cube, Cooler responded boredly. I was kidding. Gahahahaha. Naruto yelled before he laughed along with Caulifla. Yes. Laugh all you want. Neither of you will survive after this, Cooler said before he sent another death beam at Caulifla, who jumped away from it and the onslaught of death beams fired at her. Shit. Naruto growled as he made an attempt to fly at Cooler but was stopped by a slash from Salsa's Kai blade arm. You're getting annoying, so why don't you make like the French and surrender? Naruto yelled as he blocked with his blade. I don't understand this. What is French? Salsa yelled at Naruto. Not important, just die already. Naruto yelled as he held up his hand toward Salsa's midsection incinerator. Naruto yelled as he sent a blast of pure white fire from his palm into Salsa, vaporizing him in an instant. Damn it, Salsa, Cooler growled before he was slugged by Caulifla, sending him flying. Eyes on me, asshole. You won't get a cheap shot again. Caulifla growled as she flew at him. Cooler wiped his chin and saw that he was actually bleeding from Caulifla's attack. You actually made me bleed. Perhaps you're right. I should take you seriously, shouldn't I? Cooler asked as he stood up as his aura sprang to life with a scream. As Cooler roared with his energy charging, his body started to change. Bulking up as the ground started to quake and shatter beneath him. Of course this asshole has a transformation, Naruto growled as his tail split into three and he raised his power. This'll be fun. Caulifla grinned as she watched Cooler's head enlarge. Now having four spike-like protrusions coming from the top of his head. Stay focused, you don't want to be seen as weak in front of Vegeta when he gets here, Naruto said with a chuckle as he felt Vegeta was on his way. However, as Cooler was still transforming, Naruto noticed something in his aura change. Suddenly it went from a purple aura to black. Raya. Cooler screamed as a shockwave of pure power sent Naruto and Caulifla skidding back from the sheer force. Damn, looks like he's slightly stronger than Frieza and Cold, Naruto said, remembering how he had barely been able to keep up with Frieza's third transformation. And now Cooler was even stronger than his little brother. With his new transformation on full display. Having a masked visage and build-up form. His wrists now protruding fin-like blades. I don't give a damn how strong he is. We're gonna kill his sorry ass. Plus you have gotten stronger too, Whiskers. So step it up. Caulifla yelled as she powered up and shot at Cooler. Naruto chuckled at this as Caulifla had a good point. You're right, may as well go all out too, he said as his tail split into four and he shot at Cooler with his sword. Naruto sent a slash at Cooler only to have his blade blocked by Cooler's tail. Is that all? Cooler asked as if disappointed. And no, Naruto said with a smirk as his sword glowed and started to easily cut through Cooler's tail, making the Space Emperor back up in surprise. Magic. The tool of a coward, Cooler growled, recognizing the odd aura around Naruto's sword. Oh right, because sending hordes of idiots to do your dirty work isn't cowardly? Naruto asked sarcastically. Before Cooler could respond, he was struck in the side by Caulifla's punch, sending him flying. Less talking, more fighting. Caulifla yelled as she charged up energy in her hands and sent a large beam at Cooler as he was getting up from the ground. Cooler saw this and instead of dodging, like most did when seeing a giant energy beam heading towards them, flew directly into the energy beam and traveled up the length of the beam till he made it to Caulifla. And then straight up punched her with a right hook, sending her flying back. Naruto caught her in his arms. You doing okay? He asked. I'm fine, don't worry. It won't be that easy to beat me, Caulifla told him. You up for trying out that team move we've been practicing? Naruto asked with a smirk. Caulifla smirked back at this. Well, I wanted to toy with him, but this sounds like a good couple's activity, Caulifla smirked. Before Naruto could respond, however, several Kai blasts suddenly came from the sky and bombarded Cooler, setting off a large series of explosions. Sure, it took your time, Vegeta, Naruto said with a smirk. You're the ones who took off without me, Vegeta said. Focus, that didn't do shit to him, Caulifla said with a scowl as the dust cleared, revealing an unharmed Cooler. Ah, the great Prince Vegeta, my brother mentioned you once to me. I must ask, how does it feel to lose out on being a Super Saiyan to some lower class female Saiyan trash? Cooler asked with a mocking tone. Vegeta growled at this as he clenched his fists in anger. Grrr, you dare mock me? I am Vegeta, Prince of all Saiyans. I will not be mocked by the fool who was passed up to rule by their pathetic father. Vegeta yelled, glaring at Cooler. Oh please. I welcome their demise. Them being gone has given me my true birthright. Unlike you. How does it feel, Prince Vegeta? To be the last royal Saiyan in existence and yet you can't even become a Super Saiyan. When did the Saiyan royal bloodline become so weak? Cooler asked coldly. Vegeta growled even more as he felt his pride being torn away by Cooler as he thought about how he was helpless to fight even Frieza. As well as thoughts of how Kakarot, his brat, and now even Caulifla had reached the legendary form he wanted more than anything. Weak? You think I'm weak? He bellowed as the wind started stirring around him. Naruto smirked at this as he had an idea what was coming. Cooler quirked a brow. I am the great Vegeta and this is my home. And I'll show you how weak I am. Yah. Vegeta yelled before he screamed as his power rose and his hair turned yellow. His aura turned golden as a giant flash of golden light blinded everyone. When it subsided, there stood Vegeta, the prince of all Saiyans, and now the most recent to reach the pinnacle. To reach the legendary form. Well, now this is unexpected. I didn't think you had it in you to actually transform, Cooler said, still not worried. Vegeta looked at his hands and smirked as he took a battle stance. Congrats Vegeta, you up to help me and Caulifla kick this guy off our planet? Naruto asked as he and Caulifla took battle stances. I suppose I can assist you all this once. You see now, Cooler. I have reached it. The legend that your kind feared for centuries. The legend that kept your kind up at night in terror. I, Prince Vegeta, have become the legendary Super Saiyan. Vegeta roared and flew at Cooler, sending a punch at the Emperor. Only for Cooler to block it with his arm. Legendary or not. All I see is a soon-to-be-dead monkey, Cooler uttered darkly before sending a kick at Vegeta which the prince blocked easily. So this is what it feels like to be powerful, Vegeta said with a smirk. I didn't get to kill Frieza, but you? I'll enjoy crushing you, Vegeta said as he sent a flurry of punches at Cooler's masked face. Cooler moved his head left and right to avoid each punch. Barely able to dodge the prince's strikes due to his speed increase. Suddenly a blast of red fire struck Cooler in the back, making him grunt in pain before he flew up into the air to disengage Vegeta. Not so fast. Caulifla yelled as she appeared above Cooler and slammed her fists down on the top of his head and sending him back down to the ground. Give up now, Cooler. You have no chance against us. Naruto told him as Caulifla and Vegeta joined him in surrounding Cooler as he got up from the ground. Cooler growled as he looked at each of them looking for an opening. Soon he spotted Kale and Towa flying from above about to join them. Naruto looked at where Cooler was and his eyes widened. Get out of the way. Naruto yelled as Cooler suddenly shot two eye lasers at the two flying women. No. Naruto yelled as he flew after the beams. Towa and Kale's eyes widened at the oncoming lasers. Unable to move due to their speed. However, before they could even attempt to dodge. Naruto appeared in front of the lasers with his back to the beams as he took the hits for them. The beams drilling through his back. Naruto coughed up blood from his mouth due to the hit before he started to fall to the ground. Naruto. Towa yelled before flew after Naruto and caught him, setting him down. Kale meanwhile was silent as she watched this happen. Naruto had taken the hit for her. Because she couldn't react fast enough. Because she was unprepared. Because she was weak. Don't you dare die on me. Towa yelled as she looked over the wound. He has senzu beans in his pocket. Caulifla yelled. Towa nodded as she looked over Naruto. Meanwhile Kale was starting to hyperventilate and looked at Cooler with a look that none of them had seen her use before. Pure anger. It's a pity. I was hoping to see the look of agony on his face when you two were vaporized. Oh well, I'll just wait for that to come when he has to watch each of you perish before his eyes, Cooler said, as if talking about the weather. Ayaya. Kale suddenly screamed out in a pure rage as her pupils seemed to disappear from her burning fury. Suddenly a shockwave of force suddenly shot off of her. Not making the ground quake but full on crack and shatter from the force. Sending everyone back. Everyone. Vegeta covered his face from the force of wind as he looked at Kale, who was covered with a jade green aura as her hair started to flicker, not the normal yellow blonde of a Super Saiyan. But a jade green. I will make you suffer. Kale bellowed and with a mighty roar, a green flash of light blinded everyone in the area just as Naruto sat up after Towa fed him a senzu bean. When the light faded, Kale stood before them. Unlike Vegeta and Caulifla's transformation, however, Kale had bulked up immensely. Her body now almost nothing but muscle and abs. Her hair now spiked straight up with a jade green color and her eyes pure white without any pupils to be seen. "Oh Kale, where has this been?" Caulifla asked with a grin at her friend. Vegeta started to sweat as he looked at Kale. "It can't bet the legendary Super Saiyan. Her?" he yelled. "What is this?" Towa asked as she helped Naruto up. The power Kale was displaying was insurmountable. It felt like she had no limit whatsoever. "I don't know," Naruto admitted in awe of the shy Saiyan turned Super Saiyan beast. "Hoolier!" Kale roared, making the whole planet shake just from her yelling. "But the group?" Naruto looked wide-eyed as Towa helped him stand back up from his previous injury after feeding him a senzu bean as they all felt the power coming off Kale. "I can't believe she has this much power," Naruto muttered as the planet itself quaked under the Saiyan woman's rage. Caulifla smiled seeing her friend finally transform. "Alright Kale. Who knew you had this in you? Let's take down this jackass once and for all," she yelled as she took a ready stance. "Are you stupid or something? Even Kakarot could tell she's not in her right mind," Vegeta yelled. "What's got your panties in a twist? She's gonna help us crush Cooler," Caulifla yelled. Kale's pure white eyes narrowed at the flying Cooler. "So another Saiyan transforms. Am I supposed to be intimidated? Fearful? Should I beg for mercy?" Cooler asked mockingly. "All I want to hear is your screams." Kale roared as her aura of Kai exploded off of her, pushing Vegeta and Caulifla back away from her. "Kale?" Caulifla asked worriedly, now seeing this as a potential issue. "Very Aig." Kale roared, clenching her fist. Her energy exploded around her, kicking up a massive wind, pushing everyone back even further away and forcing some to hold up their arms to keep the sand from their eyes. "Whoa, does she even have a limit?" Naruto asked as he felt Kale's power go even higher. "This is ridiculous. Just when I become a Super Saiyan I find out the most meek of us all is the legendary Super Saiyan," Vegeta yelled in a furious tone as he grit his teeth. "Legendary Super Saiyan? I thought the transformation itself was that," Towa questioned. "No, what me and my fellow Saiyans have been doing is a pale comparison compared to what she has. Can you feel that power coming off of her? It's insurmountable," Vegeta said. "There's more. I've fought in enough battles to feel one thing. She's still holding back even like this. This is barely a fraction of her power," Naruto said as he looked at Kale a bit nervously as the power he sensed was insane. Far beyond Frieza and Cooler ever were. "Better hope she doesn't drag you off to eat bed like this, kid. Otherwise your hips will get shattered to pieces," Kurama snickered. Kale reared back her head as she launched herself at Cooler. Before the space tyrant could even react, he was struck across the face, blood spraying from his mouth and nose as he was skipping along the ground like a pebble along the water. Kale opened her mouth aimlessly, firing off a massive stream of green energy. Before charging after Cooler, she reared back, her fist smashing into his chest, making him vomit up a glob of blood. The female Super Saiyan grabbed him by the head, smashing his face hard into her knees again and again, blood splattering to her pants. She then fired off a barrage of energy blasts, knocking him back. The others watched this stunned at the show of brutality from the most timid of them. "Beware the shy ones, as Bulma once told me," Towa muttered. Suddenly they heard a sonic boom and they saw that Goku, Gohan and Piccolo had arrived next to them. "Hey, the others are at King Kai's training, but he sent us back when we found out Frieza's brother was here picking a fight," Goku said as he waved at them. "Little late there, old man," Caulifla said with a scoff at the older Saiyan. "Yeah, Kale has this," Naruto said as he pointed down at the battlefield. Cooler growled, firing off a rapid barrage of death beams, but they did nothing to stop her charge as Kale punched him again, sending him spinning through the air with her giving chase. She grabbed the back of his head, roaring as she slammed him down to the desert ground, smashing the ground on the impact, creating small cracks as the ground shook up. Kale stomped down her foot relentlessly on the back of Cooler's head, sending him deeper and deeper into the dirt. She yanked Cooler up from the ground, throwing him into the air as she opened her mouth up, firing off a massive blast of green energy, consuming the tyrant whole as Cooler let loose a scream of agony. Everyone watched in shock at the utter massacre they had just witnessed, watching the remains of Cooler fall to the ground hard. The eldest son of King Cold laid on the ground, his body nothing more than a limbless stump of a half-dead corpse. The left side of his face burned away as blood dripped from the corner of his face, hacking and choking as he spit up blood. "You win. Mercy," Cooler begged, having enough agonizing pain. Kale glared at this before she raised her foot high to stomp hard on Cooler's head, making him scream in pain. "Kale, stop," Naruto yelled as he appeared and grabbed her shoulder. "Yeah, you don't need to go that far," Caulifla yelled as she appeared at Kale's side and grabbed her other shoulder. "He dies when I say he dies," Kale yelled, shrugging the two of them off of her. "He can die, Kale, but let Vegeta do it. Hell, I'll do it if you want, but not you. You shouldn't sully your hands with his blood," Naruto told her. "Why? He's weak. He deserves to be killed by me," Kale yelled as she looked at Naruto, her voice echoing for miles. "Pause, I don't like the idea of you being like this. Lost to your rage and anger." Willing to end a life due to your anger. If a life must be ended, it should be done so with the knowledge of what it means to take a life. Not on a whim based upon pure aggression. And you're too kind to have to live with the shame of your first transformation, ending with the death of another, Naruto told her firmly. Kale paused at this as she started to breathe heavily before her rage subsided and she fell out of her transformation. That's my girl, Caligula said with a smile as Kale fell into her arms. He's all yours, Vegeta, Naruto said as he looked up at the Saiyan prince as he jerked his thumb at Cooler. No. There is no honor in slaying an enemy I did not face in combat. Vegeta. And if he comes back worse next time and kills us, cause you let him go? Piccolo asked, raising an eyebrow at this. I'm not letting him go. I'm saying I will not be the one to kill him. It would go against my Saiyan pride to do so. If anyone deserves the kill, it should be Kale, Vegeta said as he crossed his arms. Oh, for fuck's sake, Naruto said as he pulled out his sword before he covered it in flames as he approached Cooler. A monster. You let a monster like her into your life. You will bring death and ruin to all life with her. She is a danger to all in the universe, Cooler stuttered out in pain and anguish. Hot meat kettle, Naruto said with a scoff before he stabbed Cooler in the back of the head. There, he's dead. You Saiyans need to work on your pride or some shit, cause I am not gonna be the only fucking person on the team willing to fight dirty, Naruto told them as he wiped Kurama's fang of blood. Well, if nothing else, we have an ace against the androids in a year with Miss Kale, Gohan said with a nervous chuckle. I don't think that's a good idea, Gohan. She was barely in control and it took Naruto and Caulifla to bring her out of it. It could be dangerous if she transforms and they're not here next time, Piccolo said with a firm tone. This mean I can't spar with her? Goku asked curiously. Naruto and Towa both gave Goku flat looks at this. How do you function? Towa asked. Hey, I'm just like any other guy. I pay my taxes one leg at a time, Goku said affronted. Wait, hold up, you pay taxes? Naruto questioned with a smirk. And Bulma thinks I'm a moron, Caulifla said with a snort at this as she placed Kale's arm over her shoulder so she could help her home. You did good today, Kale. She told the panting Saiyan. She almost destroyed the world, Piccolo deadpanned. Hey, she didn't, plus she could learn to control it if given time. Better her having this power than some brain-dead meathead who can only yell 2 words, Naruto said as he placed his hands behind his head. On Vamp in Universe 6. Achoo. A Saiyan boy sneezed as he stared at a giant green creature. Broly. Get back here for your training. A male voice yelled from a distance as the now named Broly flew towards the voice. Earth Universe 7. That was oddly specific, Towa admitted to her lover. Yeah, not sure where that came from. Naruto shrugged. Okay, let's head home. I'm hungry. And you owe me a date, Whiskers, Caulifla said as she flew off with Kale. Yes dear, Naruto said with a fake feeble tone. Look on the bright side, at least you didn't have to worry about Kale in her new form, dragging you off to mate somewhere, Vegeta smirked. Oh please, Kale is too much of a sweetheart to do that, thank God. It's Caulifla who's probably a freak, Naruto snickered. Boy. I heard that, Whiskers. You ain't getting your hands on this ass anytime soon. Caulifla yelled. Oh please, you know you want me to tame your wild ass. Naruto yelled with a challenging smirk at the wild Saiyan woman. You know Gohan's right here, right? Piccolo said with a deadpan tone, gesturing to Gohan whose face was red. Sorry kid. Naruto said sheepishly as the group went back to Capsule Corporation. Capsule Corporation. Back at Capsule Corporation, Naruto's group was now sitting around the table eating some food and explains what had happened after Goku, Gohan and Piccolo had left. So that's what happened? Bulma asked as she was being filled in on what went down with Cooler. Yeah. By the way, how's our new guest? Naruto asked, referring to Chilai. Bomi is watching over her since she's still unconscious. Bulma informed him. Is that why she's not here with us? Towa asked. Yeah, she wanted to skip lunch to make sure Chilai wasn't injured or would freak out if she woke up in an unfamiliar surrounding, Bulma explained. I'll bring her some food, then Naruto said with a smile as it was the least he could do. Remember we have a date, mister. Caulifla yelled after him. Yup. After I drop off the food to Vomi we can go. Naruto said with a smile. Any ideas for the date? Bulma asked Caulifla as Naruto made 2 plates of food for Vomi and Chilai before walking off. I'm gonna fight him in the mountains. I need a date with action, and while the simulation room is fun, it can't handle Super Saiyan level of power yet. Caulifla smirked. Is this an excuse for him to throw you down onto the mountain floor and rip your clothes off before Bulma was questioning before Caulifla cut her off? We will see, he's gotta earn it first, Caulifla said with a chuckle. Ha. Bulma said as she laughed and high-fived the Saiyan girl who joined her in laughing. Are they always like this? Chronoa asked Kale as the two had been watching this conversation silently for the most part. Not really, Kale muttered a bit jealously as she looked towards her friend and then towards the window. Her gaze lingering towards the mountains far away in the distance. As if contemplating. Hours later in the mountains. Later in the evening, Naruto and Caulifla were flying towards the vast mountain range. They each landed on a separate hill as they looked towards each other. "How do you want to do this?" Naruto asked as he stretched a bit, cracking his neck as he stretched. "I'm thinking a regular spar. No weapons. I want to see if you're actually worth a damn in hand-to-hand whiskers," Caulifla told him with a smirk as she cracked her knuckles. "Oh? Interesting. So what do I get if I win?" Naruto asked curiously. Caulifla slightly smirked at this as she bent over. "If you beat me you can do whatever you want to me," Caulifla told him. "Huh? And if I say I want you to be my woman and not just a one and done?" Naruto asked as he slightly smirked back. "Sure. Just beat me first and you can have me however you want, as many times in any capacity. Lose though, and well, you probably don't want to lose. I mean to never get to claim me after lusting for me for so long," Caulifla smirked. Before she raised her arm, blocking a punch from Naruto touched a nerve. Caulifla asked with a grin. "You said you wanted a spar. You didn't say when," Naruto told her with a smirk as Caulifla pushed him off of her and he used the momentum to send a spin kick at her, which she ducked under. "Yes, I'll get serious then," Caulifla smirked back as she dashed at Naruto, sending a flurry of fists at him. Naruto dodging and weaving left and right to avoid the lightning quick fists flying towards him as Caulifla went on the offensive. "Not bad. You need more speed to hit me," though, Naruto told her as he grabbed her arm from a punch and threw her in a judo throw away from him. Caulifla used the momentum to flip back onto her feet, however, in a quick recovery. Caulifla kept her smirk before she went into Super Saiyan and shot at Naruto, but as she clashed with him, Naruto summoned his three tails and they clashed, grabbing each other's hands, trying to use brute strength to see who would overwhelm the other. The two locked in a fierce grapple as the mountain beneath them started to break and shatter beneath their feet from the power being let off. Unknown to the two as they were testing their might, Kale was watching from a peak slightly far away. "Hey, you're not bad even without your sword whiskers," Caulifla told him with a grin. "Good enough for you?" Naruto asked with a grin. "Yeah. You have to make me submit first. And good luck with MPPPH," Caulifla was saying before Naruto suddenly tripped her and sent her onto her back as he pinned her to the ground. His lips meeting hers in a searing kiss. Caulifla's eyes widened at this as she fell out of Super Saiyan before she pushed Naruto off her. "That was a cheap shot, whiskers," she yelled. "Yay, but a win's a win, my Saiyan beauty now," he said with a smile as he pulled her close. "What shall we do, I wonder?" he asked with a suave grin on his lips as his hands grasped at her hips. "Oh please. You think cause you got some cheap shot and that you're hot means I'm just gonna roll over and let you pound me into the mountainside?" Caulifla asked with a scoff. "So Bulma was lying and you don't want me?" Naruto asked as he raised an eyebrow. "Break the fucking mountain with my body, you hung bastard," Caulifla said after a moment of silence. Naruto smirked before he grabbed Caulifla and turned her around onto her hands and knees. "Damn, that's a nice ass," Naruto said as he moved his hands from her hips to her shorts-covered booty. Running a hand down as he sent a small spank to her. "You gonna gaze at it or are you gonna man up and rip off my damn clothes and fuck me already?" Caulifla asked with a mocking tone. "In a moment. Hey Kale, if you want to keep your innocence intact, you may want to head away," Naruto yelled towards the mountain peak the other Saiyan was hiding on. "Beep." Kale squealed at being found out before flying down towards them. "Why you knew I was here?" she asked a bit shyly. "I knew the whole time," Naruto told her with a smile as he turned towards Caulifla. "You knew too, right?" Naruto asked her. "Well duh. Energy sensing, remember?" Caulifla asked with a snicker. 2 years later. It was morning and Naruto was outside Capsule Corporation with Caulifla and Kale while Bulma was seeing them off. While he was saying goodbye, Bulma was carrying what looked like a baby boy with purple hair in her arms and on her back in a baby backpack was another baby, but this one was a girl and she had red hair. Floating next to Bulma were 2 hover baby carts, both with babies that had Saiyan tails. "Now remember, keep an eye on Kushina, Trunks, Core and Aspara while we go bust up these scrap heaps," Naruto said as Caulifla scowled. "The fact I have to leave my child to bust up these tin cans better be worth a damn fight." "It should be fine, they love their auntie and step siblings," Kale said as she smiled at her daughter Aspara, who smiled back at her. "Besides, we have Towa, Vomi and Chrono here as well to help," Naruto said as he smiled at this. "Don't forget Tights and Lachus," Bulma said with a giggle as Vegeta and her sister had a kid a short time after they killed Cooler. "Exactly, besides would you rather bring them into battle with a bunch of killer robots?" Naruto asked Caulifla with a raised eyebrow. "Do I look like Vegeta?" "Of course not," Caulifla yelled. "Well, how the hell else are they supposed to learn to slaughter their enemies?" Vegeta yelled, standing away from them. "Shut up and let's go, Prince Jackass. You're lucky I let Naruto name you as Korra's godfather," Caulifla yelled. "TCH whatever," Vegeta scoffed as he flew away from Capsule Corporation. "Let's get this over with." Naruto said as he nodded at Caulifla and Kale. Before all three of them took off flying into the air towards the island the androids would be said to appear at. The Menbo Island. 9 miles off the coast of South City. Laboratory of Dr. Jiro. Northern Mountains. Meanwhile inside the hidden lab of the mad Dr. Jiro, said doctor was getting ready to leave his lab and was standing in front of several pods. A man that had white skin and a black pointy hat was standing next to him. Android 19, are the others ready to be released yet? Jiro asked. Yes doctor. They have their orders and are ready to be dispatched at your command, 19 said as he nodded. Jiro nodded as he approached the pods which were labeled 13, 14, and 15. The Menbo Island. 9 miles off the coast of South City. Naruto and his group were flying towards the meet-up point they had all agreed on at the island Kushina and Trunks told them about. When him, Caulifla, Vegeta and Kale arrived they were met by Goku, Gohan, Krillin, Tien, Yamcha and Piccolo on a cliffside overlooking a city. Hey you guys made it, Krillin said waving at the four in greeting. Sorry, that took us some time. Had to square a few things with Bulma and the others before we came here. What's the situation right now? Naruto asked curiously. No sign of the androids yet. But the second they make a move we'll jump in there and find them, Piccolo said as he kept his eyes on the city. You sure your future brats gave you the right date Uzumaki? Vegeta asked as he looked at Naruto. You think they wouldn't know the day their world went to hell? Do you remember the day Frieza destroyed your planet? Naruto asked a Saiyan prince with a raised eyebrow. Didn't care then. Still don't now. Vegeta said simply as he crossed his arms. Right well my children I'm sure have some semblance of memory and sentimentality, Naruto said as he scoffed at this. Pretty sure they get that from your woman Fox Vegeta said with a smirk. Naruto said flipping him off. Is now really the best time to argue? Tien asked. We gotta do something to pass the time till these murderbits make a move. Naruto said with a shrug. They better actually show up. I have been training my tail off. Caulifla said with a growl. You mean actual training or your depraved mating with him? Vegeta asked gesturing to Naruto. You're not calling me out after the things you and Tights do Princey Naruto said scoffing at Vegeta. Vegeta scowled at this, but before he could respond he spotted what looked like a hovercraft making its way towards them. Did anyone ask Bulma to stop you or something? Yamcha asked confused. No I told her to stay behind and that any info on the androids I find I'd bring to her. I swear if she's in that car she is in so much trouble Naruto grumbled. Oh please you are so whipped Yamcha said with a roll of his eyes. At least he doesn't flirt with every single woman he sees, Kale said flatly to the former desert bandit. I don't just date anyone Yamcha said as he crossed his arms. You dated a stripper named Sapphire Tien said flatly. Whose side are you on man? Yamcha groaned out as the car landed in front of them, revealing it was Yajirobe. Hey Yajirobe you here to help with the fight? Goku asked as he smiled at the man. Hell no. Korin said to bring you senzu beans. Take him and that's it. Later have fun with your Terminators and your Robocops or whatever Yajirobe said as he threw the bag to Krillin. They're androids Goku said as Krillin caught the bag. Technically they're cyborgs, according to Kushina and Trunks Gohan said. Whatever they are they ain't something I'm fighting. Good luck. Try not to die again. I don't feel like going hunting for the Dragon Balls. Yajirobe said as he started to drive away. I hate that one Vegeta said scowling as Yajirobe drove away. Still mad about the tail? Goku asked curiously. I will rip you in half Kakarot so help me Vegeta growled out. Wait that's what happened to your tail? He cut it off. Kale asked curiously as this had been a topic of debate between her and Caulifla on why Vegeta, Gohan, and Goku didn't have their tails. You got blindsided by that weakling. Gahahahaha. Caulifla asked before she started to laugh madly before her laughter was cut off by a massive explosion in the sky. Boom. The large explosion engulfed the hovercar that Yajirobe was driving through the air as the large swordsman was sent crashing into the ocean. Shit. Was that the androids? I didn't sense anything Naruto said trying to sense for them. Did Dr. Jiro program them to not be able to be sensed due to their artificial nature? Gohan questioned. Is that a thing? Kale asked her eyes widening in worry. Let's assume it is. My guess is that the androids are somewhere nearby in the city but we won't be able to sense them. Gohan go get Yajirobe. Everyone else split up and search the city for them. If you find them flare your power level and we'll all converge on you, Piccolo ordered as they all flew into the city. I'll make some shadow clones. Everyone take a shadow clone to help with their search. It'll help you search and even help you fight them off a bit to give you some time to regroup, Naruto said, making some clones to accompany everyone before they flew off. Inside the city. Naruto landed on a rooftop and crouched down panting a bit. I guess I'm not used to making clones using Kai instead of chakra he muttered as he took a couple breaths. Relax kid. Don't wear yourself out. Just try and focus on finding these tin cans, Kurama told him, getting a nod from his Jinchuriki. I know. Alright, if I were an android, where would I be? Well, I guess it wouldn't affect my where, but what I am, and I'm not going down this weird rabbit hole. Just gotta find them, Naruto said, shaking his head as he scanned for any signs of these robots, only for a large explosion to occur in the city, decimating a large chunk of the city as flames shot into the sky. Well, if I were a betting fox, I'd say those rust buckets are probably there, Kurama said with a deadpan tone of voice. Shit, Yamcha's power just flared up and my clone just dispelled, Naruto said as he got an image of his clone being destroyed from behind by a red beam as he flew towards Yamcha's flaring power level. He wasn't the only one as the others arrived to see an old man with a large black hat emblazoned with the red ribbon logo, stabbing his arm through Yamcha's chest. Alongside him were 4 more individuals. A fat clown-looking man. A silver-haired man with a trucker hat and a red ribbon logo. A gray-skinned shirtless muscled man with black hair. And a short purple-skinned man wearing a large green hat and sunglasses. Yamcha. Tien yelled. Ah, there you are, Son Goku. And I see you brought some old faces. As well as some new, the old man with his arm through Yamcha's chest said as he removed his arm before tossing the wounded Z-fighter away like trash onto the street below. Uncaring of the man he impaled. And I see you brought more than 2 androids, Naruto said with a glare and an annoyed look at the old man as he gazed at the 4 androids behind him. Why is one a fat clown? Caulifla asked as she looked at one of the androids. Don't write him off based off his looks, remember movie night with that horror movie clown? Naruto said with a chuckle. Please don't remind me, Kale said with a shudder. Ha. You'll float too. The android with a trucker hat said, smirking with a southern accent. This guy gets it. Naruto said with a smile at this. Don't befriend the enemy, 13, the old man ordered. I'm not doctor. Don't worry. I'll still split his skull if you want, the now named 13. I reckon you'll try MMMHMMM, Naruto said with a heavy southern accent as he protruded his jaw out a bit. This got snorts of laughter from Vegeta, who tried not to laugh at this. You mocking me, boy? The android asked with a glare. Not a fan. How's this? Howdy folks, I'm Android 13. Look at ma trucker hat I keeps ma pet snake in it along with some moonshine. Naruto said, still with a heavy southern accent. Permission to kill that one, doctor? 13 asked with a scowl. Don't waste our time distracting us so your friend can feed that weakling a senzu bean. Although admittedly he can feed the fool his bean. Not like he stood a chance anyways, the old man said, looking at Krillin, who paused midway from going towards Yamcha with the senzu beans. So these are the androids Kushina and Trunks warned us about. Definitely not what I was expecting, Piccolo said. Strange that you even knew we'd be here, but I suppose it matters very little. For you see now our time is at hand for vengeance. The old man said. Vengeance? Kale asked with a raised eyebrow. Yes, against Son Goku. The one who took down the Red Ribbon Army. The one who took everything from me, the old man said, glaring at Goku. If you want to fight me, that's fine. But we should head somewhere where there's less people than, Goku said. Yes, there are quite a few too many bystanders here. Let's correct it, the old man said before firing lasers from his eyes at the various buildings, aiming to incinerate all the people in the city. Naruto's shadow clones leapt in the way of the blasts as they came. Trying to stop the onslaught of beams, but their sacrifices went in vain as beam after beam sailed through the city streets. Stop. Goku yelled as he rushed at the old man and punched him in the face, knocking off his hat and revealing the old man's brain was visible beneath a glass-like container. I have cleared the area of bystanders. Now we may fight freely, Jiro said. I mean, you just blasted a couple of buildings. I don't think that was, Caulifla was saying before Piccolo cut her off. Yes, he blasted the entire city, Piccolo said, looking at her to tell her to basically shut up so they don't blow up the damn place and kill everyone that could have survived. We should seriously leave for somewhere else, Naruto said as he looked at Piccolo. Do you think just cause I hang out in wastelands I know where we can fight? Piccolo asked. Yes. Naruto said immediately. Northwest about 100 miles, Piccolo said with a sigh before they flew off towards the destination while Krillin fed Yamcha a senzu bean. Wasteland a little later. The Z-fighters and the androids landed in the wasteland standing across from each other. Now Son Goku, this place shall be you and your friend's final resting place. I know everything about you all. I have followed all your exploits due to a nanobit that I have had following you since the World Martial Arts Tournament. And thanks to that data we know everything about you, the old man said. This place will be your tomb, the clown android said in agreement with the old man. Oh? That long, huh? So you followed us to Namek then? Gohan asked. Of course, 19. What is Namek? The old man asked. Data not found, 20, the clown robot now named 19 said. What do you mean data not found? The now named 20 asked angrily. Nanobit destroyed during the fight with the Saiyans, 19 said. Oh, so you don't know what a Super Saiyan is then? Or us, right? Naruto said smirking as he gestured to himself, Caulifla, and Kale. I don't know what you're talking about or who you are. But even so I doubt you or whatever you're talking about matters much. 20 said uncaringly. Let's test it then, Naruto said as Goku started to power up as his hair flashed into the golden of Super Saiyan. Our levels beyond projected parameters, the small purple android said looking at Goku as he took out a flask and drank from it. I don't care whether he's a Super Saiyan or a super-sized sandwich. He won't be able to beat us. 19 take down Son Goku, 20 ordered. As you wish, the clown responded. Stand back guys, I have this, Goku said panting a bit. That's fine, you can have OBC the clown there. I want the redneck, Naruto said as he walked forward and pulled out Kurama's fang, flaring his power. If you want to willingly throw yourself to your death then by all means go ahead. Any ally of Son Goku will die by our hand, 20 said as he nodded to 13 who approached Naruto. I'll make quick work of you, 13 said. What, gotta go plow your sister? Cousin? Is she your sister and cousin? Naruto asked smirking. I'm going to enjoy killing you far more than I should, 13 said with a glare at Naruto. Bring it motherfucker, Naruto said as he dashed at 13 and slashed at him with Kurama's fang, which the android dodged. Meanwhile Goku flew at 19 and started sending a flurry of punches into the clown's face. Hey, what's going on? Krillin asked as he and Yamcha landed next to the Z-Warriors. Goku and Naruto are fighting an android each. Tien said as they watched Naruto send a flurry of slashes at 13 who bobbed and weaved from each slash. Come on Blondie, that all you got? 13 asked unimpressed. Try this, asshole. Naruto yelled as he charged up a flaming energy wave Foxfire Flash. Naruto yelled sending the orange blast at the android who took it head-on. When the dust cleared the southern man looked annoyed. Well, you blew up my hat, so thanks, 13 said before dashing in and uppercutting Naruto into the sky and flying after Naruto. Something feels off. Kakarot's movement seems sluggish and off, Vegeta said with narrowed eyes as he watched Goku send strong punches with less speed than he recalled him using before. Something feels off with Sensei 2, Gohan said looking at Naruto's sword swings. Those slashes of his with Kurama's fang were usually far faster and stronger. Even if the android was faster and stronger, those swings didn't seem like they had the impact they normally did. I think you guys are seeing things. They look okay to me, Krillin said. Well, regardless, I need to tell them to be careful. Those androids can absorb energy, Yamcha said seriously as Goku backhanded 19 to the ground and started to charge up a Kamehameha. Hami Goku was charging up. Goku, stop, they can absorb, Yamcha was yelling, but was cut off as Goku fired at the clown, only to watch in shock as the android absorbed his beam into his hand. Energy absorbed, 19 said. Energy, damn it, Yamcha groaned out as Goku panted for breath before 19 slammed him towards the ground with a punch. Krillin. Can you toss me a senzu bean? Goku requested as he held his chest. Here. Krillin yelled as he threw one to Goku who ate it before screaming in agony. Oh god, it made it worse. Goku yelled as 19 headbutted him to the ground. Goku, what's going on? Piccolo demanded. Chest hurts hard to breathe, Goku panted out. How's your arm? Piccolo asked as he started to sweat a bit. Can't feel it, Goku said before he was suddenly hit by Naruto as 13 threw him by his leg onto the Saiyan. Sensei. Gohan yelled out seeing Naruto slammed to the ground effortless by 13. You are pathetic, boy, for all that talk I expected a lot more from you, 13 said. Sorry I can't understand you, who's your dialogue coach, the minions? Naruto panted out with a defiant smirk. You plumb gone done did it now, boy, 13 said with a glare. Doing the what? Use your vowels, precious, Naruto asked before coughing up blood as 13's boot was suddenly smashed into his stomach. Naruto. Kale yelled in horror seeing Naruto this weekend. Fuck, what the hell's with me? Naruto asked before his eyes widened as he gripped his chest with his free hand. Sensei, did you take your medicine that Trunks and Kushina brought? Gohan yelled as he noticed this. They said take it when you start to get sick. I didn't feel anything till now, Naruto groaned out before 13 kicked him away. You idiot. Caulifla yelled in a rage before she was slugged by the southern android when she dashed in. Eyes on me, Miss, 13 said with a smirk which quickly faded as Caulifla slammed her palm into his face and with a roar, dragged him through the rocky ground as she threw him at 20's feet. Fuck my chest, Naruto grunted out as he started to try and get up. Should call Bulma and the others. We need them to get Naruto and Kakarot out of here. Krillin, Yamcha, take them to Bulma, Caulifla ordered as she glared at the androids. You act like we will let you escape with our prey. I grow tired of being denied my vengeance. 13, 14, 15, 19. Kill Son Goku and the Fox Boy, 20 ordered. Yes, 2015 said smirking as he and the others dashed in only to be blocked off from their attempts. 19 was kicked in the face by Vegeta and sent skidding away as Kale tackled 14 away from Naruto. Caulifla grabbed 15 by his arm as he dove at Goku only for the female Saiyan to throw him across the ground with a judo throw into a large rock. Lastly 13 rushed at Naruto with a glowing red energy-covered hand only for an uppercut from Gohan to stop him in his tracks as Krillin and Yamcha dragged Naruto and Goku away. Vegeta vs 19. If anyone is going to kill Kakarot it will be me, you scrap heap. Vegeta said as he glared at the clown android. Your interference only delays the inevitable, Prince Vegeta. Your energy will be mine to use to finish Son Goku, 19 said as he stood up. Energy absorption on you? My, that doctor has quite the cutting-edge technology. I'm curious though. Does a machine like you experience fear? Vegeta asked. Does not compute. Fear does not exist within this model, 19 said. Let's fix that, shall we? Vegeta asked with a grin as he started to roar with rage as his hair turned the familiar blonde of Super Saiyan. Seriously, what is Namek? 20 demanded. Something you all can mull over from the trash heap I'll send you to. Come android. Show me your power. Vegeta demanded to 19. With mad glee 19 rushed at Vegeta, striking him across the face, stunning the onlooking Z fighters. 19 continued laying in blows into the Saiyan prince. A hard right hook shot his head up, but as Vegeta lowered his head, his face was revealed to still be holding a smirk as blood dripped down the corner of his lip. Pathetic, but what did I expect from some old man's tinker toy? Vegeta said with a sneer. Vegeta struck 19 with a hard kick to the stomach that nearly went straight through the android, his leg visible through 19's stomach, causing the chubby android to scream in pain, which was quickly silenced by an elbow to the face. Vegeta continued kicking 19 hard, skidding along the dirt. Vegeta slowly walked up to 19, gazing with a smirk at the fallen android. Is that all you can do, android? I thought you were supposed to be strong. Vegeta asked. 19 jumped to his feet, attempting to headbutt Vegeta, who jumped to his back, shoving 19 upwards with a dual kick to the stomach, launching him up into the sky. 19 cried out, stopping his ascent, balancing himself in the sky. Vegeta appeared above 19. So are you scared yet? He asked, taking notice of the android's fearful expression. 19 roared, throwing punch after punch at Vegeta, not a single blow landing on the Saiyan prince, who soon related with punch to 19's cheek, causing him to cough up spit. He slowly turned his face to Vegeta, blood red oil leaking out from his mouth and nose. Have you rusted your pants from fear, android? Vegeta asked mockingly. 19 fired beams from his eyes. Vegeta quickly dodged them, appearing beside 19. He brought both his hands together onto his head, smashing him down. 19 landed on his back as he slammed to the ground, creating a large crater. Vegeta lowered down into the crater, sneering at the sight of the unconscious android. You know, if there was an upside to building a fat robot. I just don't see it, Vegeta said. 19's eyes shot open with smirk as he jumped up, latching his hands onto Vegeta's wrists. Oh, what's this? Trying to drain me? Vegeta asked, unworried. Vegeta jumped up, pressing his feet down on 19's feet, applying more and more pressure, while 19 struggled to keep his grip. You want my energy, right? Then tell you what, take as much as you want. In exchange I'll take your hands. Vegeta yelled. Vegeta gave one final push, tearing 19's hands off. The chubby clown looked down at his stump arms reduced to circuits and metal oil shooting out like blood. Vegeta looked down at the severed appendages, taking note of the red gems in the center. So before we put down the clown, let's put it to bed, shall we? Do you feel fear, android? Vegeta asked. 19 screamed, trying his best to claw out of the crater, rushing past the others with a look of pure terror on his face, doing everything he could to get as much distance between him and Vegeta. The latter slowly arose from the crater, smirking at the frightened expression on 19's face as he ran away. All I needed to know, Vegeta said, smirking, seeing the terrified machine run for his life. Vegeta extended his hand, gathering up massive amounts of energy into his palm, forming a single yellow orb of Ko, which began to expand more and more with the energy Vegeta poured into it. Let me introduce to you my favorite technique, Big Bang Attack. Vegeta shouted, firing off a blue blast towards 19, who continued to run, even as the blast struck, consuming him whole, leaving the onlookers completely shocked, struggling to keep the sand from their eyes, as the shockwave kicked up a massive cloud of dust. When it cleared, all that was left of 19 was his head rolling the dirt. Now then, which of you scrap piles is next? Vegeta asked before seeing two people flying towards the battlefield. Caulifla vs 15, Kale vs 14. I'm gonna rip you to shreds for what your buddy did to my mate, Caulifla said to the purple android as she cracked her knuckles as her hair went blonde, smirking at the short, pimped out android. 15 reached into his pocket, pulling out a flask, giving it a deep chug, much to confusion and shock of the female Saiyan. Ooh, Caulifla could only look on, while 15 held up a finger, continuing to chug down his booze. Does that do anything for you? She asked. Not anymore, 15 said, emptying the contents. The two opponents soon engaged in a rapid exchange of punches and kicks at one another. Caulifla kicked 15 into a pillar of rocks, dashing straight forward. She was met with a barrage of Kai blasts she effortlessly swiped away before reaching her target. 15 lunged forward, kicking Caulifla in the gut, knocking her back, holding up her elbow, blocking a side kick aimed at her face, smirking back at 15, who held a smirk of his own. Meanwhile Kale, now Super Saiyan herself, but in a controlled state compared to her Berserker Rage mode, and 14 rushed each other with Kale, smashing her fist into the large android's face with a hard uppercut, who followed striking the Amazon-like Saiyan across her face. They raised their fist at one another, smashing into one another as purple and golden auras exploded from their respective bodies, pushing them both back. 14 formed a large Kai blast in his hands. Kale held up her own hand, forming a large green Kai orb, shooting it off at 14 as he fired his own, creating an explosion of smoke. 14 emerged from the smoke, smashing his elbow into Kale's stomach, smashing her through several plates. Kale's feet skidding along the ground till they came to a stop. 14 pinned Kale's hands, rearing up his head. He rapidly began slamming into her with barrage of headbutts, causing Kale to grit her teeth from the pain. Her eyes flared up as 14 was about to deliver another strike. She fired off a Kai blast from her, blasting 14's head clean off, causing the large android to stagger back. Kale smirked, seeing the fight won till 14 took up a stance. "You've gotta be kidding me," Kale uttered in shock as the headless 14 rushed at her. As this battle continued, Caulifla and 15 zipped through the wasteland, thrusting both hands forward as they unleashed barrages of Kai blasts at one another, every blast parried by the others in rapid-fire succession. Hold up," 15 said, catching the tomboy Saiyan's attention. "Does this attack even really work? Seems like a real waste of energy, you know what I'm saying?" "Huh? You know, you're right, I don't think this move ever even hurt someone, much less killed them," Caulifla replied. "So then why do people keep doing it?" 15 asked. "'Cause it's fun," Caulifla replied. "My, you're right," 15 said, smirking before they returned to shooting off blasts as they flew across the battlefield. Back with Kale and her robotic opponent, 14 staggered back as Kale relentlessly launched punches into him. Kale gave out a loud cry before throwing her hands forward, firing off a spiraling blast of green and yellow energy, blasting 14 to pieces. Caulifla and 15 descend from the sky. 15 struck her with a hard right hook, knocking her into the ground. She looked up as the pimped android flipped through the sky, kicking her across the chin, sliding along the bare grass. The rowdy female glared back her smirking opponent, gritting her teeth in rage. "What's wrong, tomboy, that the best you got?" 15 said, popping his collar. Caulifla's aura burst from her body, charging at 15. Both of them crossed each other. Caulifla fell to her knees, dropping her Super Saiyan state as 15 turned back to her, chuckling at his victory. "Ha ha. Super Saiyan or not, you're still just a..." 15's words were cut short as his head fell into his hands, much to his own shock. "Bitch," he uttered, only to be smacked in the face with dog biscuit. "Did you just throw him a African dog?" He never got to finish as his body exploded, scattering bits and pieces of his body and circuits. "Unk bitch," Caulifla said as she walked away towards Kale, who was catching her breath as two figures flew from the sky towards them all. Gohan vs Android 13. 13, that's your unlucky number, and I ain't talking about no fancy superstition, city boy," the white-haired android stated, smirking at Gohan. "I'm talking about yours truly, Big 13. 13 said with a smirk. "I don't care what you're called, I'm gonna make you guys pay for what you did to my dad and sensei," Gohan said as his eyes turned turquoise green before his body was covered in the golden of his Super Saiyan form. Gohan rushed, striking 13 across the face, knocking him back a bit. He then kicked 13 hard in the stomach, making him gasp out in pain. Gohan tackled 13, sending them smashing into the ground. 13 swung a punch, but Gohan quickly ducked under his strike. 13 took to the sky, forming small sphere of red energy in his hands. He held them out as a second layer of energy covered the orb as it expanded in his hands before shooting it towards Gohan. The young half Saiyan held up his hands ready to block it while 13 analyzed the situation. "He's plumb loco if he's menacing to catch that with his bare hands," 13 remarked, only for Gohan to shoot off massive Kai blast of his own, shooting the death bomb right back towards him. 13 quickly flew off, evading the blast before it could hit him, diving down at Gohan, the two throwing a flurry of punches, moving at high speeds around the wastelands. 13 threw a kick with Gohan blocking with his elbow. They soon vanished again, moving around the battlefield like two blurs. Gohan kicked himself off some nearby rock, striking at 13. The white-haired android punched his younger opponent in his stomach before smashing his elbow into Gohan's back, knocking him to the ground. 13 raised his foot to stomp down Gohan's head. He held up his hand, shooting 13's face, knocking him back, then charged and punching him hard across the face, then uppercutted his chin. He then began laying a barrage of punches into 13's stomach, followed with a hard kick into a formation of rocks. 13 staggered out of the rock, seeing Gohan charging right at him. He fired off a barrage of red Kai blasts which Gohan swatted away. He then thrusted his hands forward, shooting off a powerful blue Kai blast, shooting him into the ground. Gohan landed on the ground glaring at 13, his clothing burned and torn with blood leaking from the corner of his lip. He wiped it aside, smirking at Gohan. 13 looked around the area, scanning for signs of the other androids. The only one he could detect was that of android 20. 14 and 15 have been destroyed, 13 uttered, growling at anger for his fallen brothers, but that anger was soon replaced with a smirk. 13 thrusted his hand down, sending a surging wave of energy through the ground. Gohan soon noticed and quickly took to the sky as a massive explosion erupted, unearthing the ground, scattering debris, grass and rocks everywhere. Within the smoke, 13's eyes shined blue, summoning the parts of his fallen android brothers from chips to their eternal energy machine cores, absorbing them into his body. Gohan looked around from the dust, noticing 13 standing still in place. He raised up his hands and fired off massive blast of Kai down, not letting the android carry out whatever he had planned. But just as the blast struck, a surging red barrier appeared, blocking the attack, much to Gohan's shock as he witnessed 13 began to grow in size, his hair extending upwards, not unlike that of Super Saiyan. He laughed as his skin slowly turned dark blue and his eyes pure yellow. Gohan rushed forward, throwing a punch into Super Android 13's face, not even phasing him as he raised his hand, smacking Gohan across the cheek, knocking into a mountain. He grabbed Gohan by the collar, smashing his fist hard into the boy fighter's stomach, causing him to cough up spit. He threw Gohan to the ground, smashing his foot down, cratering the ground from the impact, making Gohan gasp in pain before he was kicked straight through the ground, craving through the very earth itself. Gohan staggered to his feet, breathing heavily, his clothes torn, exposing the right side of his chest. Panting, Gohan rushed at Super 13, throwing rapid punches at the massive android, who blocked them as if they came at him in slowly motion. Gohan screamed, kicking 13 right in the neck, but he simply gave a terrifying smirk, grabbing Gohan by his legs, spinning around in rapid speed. Gohan could only yell in shock before 13 let go of him, sending him right into another plateau, breaking it into pieces. Gohan staggered to his face, blood leaking from his forehead, struggling to keep up his Super Saiyan form. Pathetic, I thought the son of Goku would be tougher than this. 13 sneered, standing in front of Gohan, but don't worry kid, I'll be sure to send your father to hell right with you, and hell I'll throw in your whoremother too. 13 laughed, throwing his fist down toward Gohan. Now die. 13 shouted, throwing his fist towards Gohan, but before it could even touch the young Super Saiyan as he caught it by the wrist. What? 13 grit his teeth as Gohan applied heavy pressure to his captive arm and with one hard squeeze, crushed it into pieces. 13 reared back in pain, staggering back, holding his stump of an army, before Gohan roared with flashing red eyes, launching himself at 13, smashing his fist across his cheek, knocking the android a good distance back, knocking him on his back. What the hell? 13 uttered. Gohan stood before the android, lighting surging around his body with pure white eyes, giving out a loud cry of power as his aura surged around him with streaks of lighting coursing through him. Gohan uppercutted 13, knocking him off the ground. 13 growled, forming a death ball in his hands, launching it straight at Gohan. He reared back his fist, throwing out his punch, shattering the blast to pieces. Gohan smashed his fist into the red ribbon redneck's gut, stunning him with pain as Gohan's fist pierced him straight through. Gohan yanked his arm free, taking up a familiar pose with his hands over his hand. Masenko hi. Gohan shouted, firing a massive Masenko, consuming 13 as he gave off a final scream of agonizing pain as two figured flew towards the group. Piccolo vs 20 Jiro. While his androids were facing off against the 4 Saiyans, Dr. Jiro looked at the remaining forces left. Tien and Piccolo. The only two left to stop him from going after Goku. Well, they certainly could try. After all, their puny power levels couldn't dare harm him after all. And so the Mad Doctor made a quick dash towards where his scanners detected Goku. So he could finally gain his revenge. His ambition was cut short, however. Piccolo vanished faster than 20 could react as he kicked hard across the chin, sending him straight into a plateau. As he pried himself free, he glared at Piccolo as the young Namekian took his stance. If you think I'll let you just leave after all the carnage you've caused, you're mistaken. You won't be killing Goku or anyone else, I'll make sure of it, Piccolo said as he threw off his cape and turban to engage the old man. 20 lunged at Piccolo, vanishing before he could even reach him. Looking him, noticed Vegeta nodding his head upwards. He looked up, meeting face first into Piccolo's elbow, which sent him smashing into the ground. Impudent pest. You will not stop my vengeance. 20 yelled out. The two took back to the sky, 20 trying to absorb Piccolo's energy. With his opponent blocking each attempt, he slammed a chop into 20's, making him cry out in pain. He quickly recovered, thrusting his hand forward to hit nothing but air. Here I am. Piccolo shouted, striking 20 with a kick to the back, crashing him into the mountain sides, breaking several apart as 20 zipped past like a pinball. Within the smoke, 20 lunged at Piccolo, causing everyone to worry. Piccolo. Tien yelled as he was gonna rush and help the Namekian. When the smoke cleared, Piccolo was tightly gripping 20's arm. I'm fine, Tien. It'd take more than that to take me out, Piccolo said as he kept his eyes on his opponent. You only delay the inevitable. I am brilliance personified. I will not be denied my revenge. 20 yelled with an angry glare at the Namekian. Piccolo raised his right arm up and with a swift swipe, sliced off the elderly android's hand. It's a darn shame you could have put this hand to good use, what a waste of good technology. Piccolo said, crushing it to dust as 20 could look on with utter shock. You lime-colored son of a bitch. It will take me 2 hours to reprogram a new hand. Wait, I'm right-handed. 3 hours. What did I ever do to you? 20 yelled as he held the stub that was his arm. You blew up a city, Piccolo said flatly before vanishing again. Piccolo smacked 20 once more into the rock landscape. The old man quickly jumped around, taking refuge behind a plateau. Piccolo fired off a Kai blast towards 20 as his eyes widened with panic as the blast struck, erupting in a large explosion. Bam! 20 grunted out as his hat was vaporized and he had some more cosmetic damage from the explosive force. However, he was still alive due to using his other energy-absorbing hand to absorb some of the energy to keep him from dying. As the other Z fighters surrounded him, 2 figures flew over to join them. Kushina and Trunks. Sorry we're late, the time machine is a bit imprecise with location and minute-based timing, Trunks said. Oh my god. They killed Chiatsu. And he really let himself go. And he's an android, that's not Chiatsu, is it? Kushina said, looking at the head of Android 19. What are you talking about? That's one of the androids that you said was going to kill us, Piccolo said, looking at Naruto's future children. No, it's not. Who the hell have you been fighting? Trunks said. Yeah, I don't recall getting my ass kicked by Ernest P. Worrell on steroids over there, Kushina said as she jerked a thumb at 13, whose eyebrow twitched in annoyance. Wait, what about the purple one and the one without a head? Caulifla asked as she looked at her future stepdaughter. What kind of phase was Jiro going through for them? Kushina asked, looking at them. So none of these 5 androids we've been wasting our time with are even the ones that killed us. You dumbasses. Next time bring a fucking photo. Vegeta yelled. We only ever met the 2. Trunks yelled. Ah hell, I owe Aspar money. She said we were gonna cause something to change if we screwed around too much. Something like moths or something, Kushina said as she crossed her arms. You mean a butterfly effect? Gohan asked, looking at them. Wait, is Aspar with you? Kayla asked, her eyes widening at this. They are on the way. Second time machine needed a lot more parts to build, so mom scrounged up after the first one was successful. So her, Korra and Lachu should be here soon, Trunks explained. My daughter? She's alive in the future? Vegeta asked, wide-eyed, not expecting to hear his daughter was alive. We can discuss this after we outdown the old man. The fuck did he go? Caulifla yelled, seeing that they were so distracted by their discussion on what changed that 20 slipped away. We need to track him down. If the androids we fight aren't even here, it could mean that he's gonna activate them, Trunks said seriously. Wait, something's odd. Where's my father and Goku? Kushina asked the group. How shall I put this, Gohan said with a sigh. With Krillin and Yamcha. The 2 turtle school students flew Naruto and Goku to Capsule Corporation in West City as fast as possible. As they flew, however, they were startled when. God fucking damn it. A female voice yelled, echoing from the horizon. The hell was that? Krillin asked, baffled. Sounded like Bulma when she was pissed at me, Yamcha said with a shudder. No time to dwell on it now, let's get these 2 to Bulma, Krillin said as the 2 landed in front of Capsule Corporation, where Bulma, Chilai, Towa, Kranoa, Vomi and Tights were enjoying some drinks along with the children when they landed. Bulma, we may have a problem here, Krillin said as he and Yamcha came over carrying Naruto and Goku. What happened? Bulma yelled, springing to her feet seeing her lover in such a state. So you remember how your future kids gave them hard medicine to take when they started getting sick? Yamcha asked as he set Goku down. They didn't take it, did they? Towa asked flatly. According to Naruto, he didn't feel sick, and then this happened during a fight with the androids to both of them, Krillin explained. Towa prepped some beds in the infirmary. You 2 bring them into the infirmary, Tights call Kai Kai and let her know what's going on. I'm gonna start giving them the heart medication immediately, Bulma ordered as she was in no mood to lose her friend and lover if she could help it, damn it. We'll start them on their medication. How is the fight occurring with the androids? Kranoa asked curiously. Well, there were 5 of them, not 2. A fat clown, a southern trucker, a short purple man, a gray-skinned muscled guy, and a very old man. Kranoa paused at this before she scowled. Damn temporal anomalies, she muttered to herself. Anyways, we probably should head back and help out the others deal with the androids, Krillin said seriously, as now that Goku and Naruto were being cared for, they could focus on the fight at hand. Yeah, who knows how everyone's doing with those 19 and 20 guys who could absorb energy, Yamcha said. Did you say 20? And he's an old man android? Vomi asked as she paused in her movements. Yeah, why? Yamcha asked. Vomi clenched her head as flashes and images filled her head before she took a calming breath. Did he look like this? Vomi asked as she brought up a picture of the old man. Yeah, that's him. Why do you have a photo of him? Krillin asked. Vomi scowled at this before she headed for the garage nearby where they kept the airborne vehicles. I'll be back. He and I have a score to settle, Vomi said as her eyes flashed red briefly. Hold on, why are you going? Yamcha asked. Because I know where the bastard's base is. If you want to stop him you'll need me, Vomi said with a firm tone. Oh, with her you two we can take care of Naruto, Bulma said before she nodded at Towa and Konoha who nodded back. I'll go in while we are on the way so he and the others know where to go, Yamcha said as he and Krillin flew off to rejoin them just as Vomi and the others took off. I'm surprised you're not going with them, Tight said to Chilai. Yeah, I'm not exactly a fighter. I was more of a thief and scout for cooler. You want me to find stuff, I'm your gal. You want me to fight some killer robots. Nope, with a capital N. Besides, I think I'd be of more use helping with their care. I know a few things about first aid, Chilai said simply. She was grateful for the second chance that Naruto and the others offered after Cooler was killed, but that didn't mean she was gonna jump into a battle for them. Hell, she was still acclimating to Earth in general. Later. Kamei flew the air vehicle over the northern mountain range near North City, and after a few moments of looking her eyes narrowed as she spotted 20 jumping into a hole in the side of a mountain. She then stopped the vehicle so it was hovering in front of the entrance to the hidden base, and after opening the passenger door, she quickly jumped out after the android. We better call the others. I have a bad feeling, Krillin said as he raised his power to max along with Yamcha. I'm more concerned with Vomi. She seems unhinged right now. I know her history with Jiro, and if what I think is about to happen happens, we may be dealing with a bigger threat than the androids in Cell. Hell, maybe even bigger than Bu, Konoha thought to herself. Being the supreme Kai of time, she of course knew of everything that would occur in the normal events and the relationships of the various people associated with the Z fighters. However, her being a Kai also meant she couldn't really interfere much unless things went to absolute shit. And if she was right, said shit was about to hit the fan. Vomi approached the steel doors of the and quickly approached the keypad and entered in a series of numbers which caused the keypad to turn green and the doors to open. And as they opened, her eyes widened at what she saw. Inside the lab was the damaged android 20, or as she knew him, Dr. Jiro, and with him were 3 figures. One was a young male with short black hair wearing a black shirt, blue jeans, a gun on his hip and an orange bandana around his neck. This was android 17. The second was similar in looks to the male, only clearly she was female with long blonde hair wearing black leggings under a blue skirt, a black shirt with black and white striped sleeves under a blue vest, which emphasized her DD cup breasts, tone-fit body, and plump round ass. This was android 18. The final one was who Vomi's gaze was locked on. This android was getting out of a pod which was labeled 16, and he was incredibly tall with a fiery red mohawk, wearing a green and black armored vest over a black undersuit. As Vomi looked at 16, flashes from her past ran through her mind, causing her to grab her head in pain as tears formed in her eyes before she growled as she looked at Jiro as a pink aura formed around her. But the Z fighters. Back with the rest of the Z fighters, they were making their way to the location where they felt Krillin and Yamcha's power was going up, but before they could even approach the base. Boom. A massive pink energy explosion erupted from where they were heading, making them double time their flight. Once there, they came upon the side of Towa, Konoha, Yamcha, and Krillin being pushed back by the explosive force and winds. When the dust cleared, the 3 androids stood unharmed. While Jiro was even more damaged and missing all his limbs, and now his hat was gone, showing his brain which was displayed in a glass dome as a new foe had him by his neck. Gone was the Vomi they knew, who had auburn hair and glasses. Now stood in her place was a being with pink skin and white hair. Her clothes had changed into a black short top that barely covered her breasts with long white baggy pants. Her eyes black with red pupils and a long pink tail behind her. So you're still up and kicking, I see. 21. 20 choked out as he knew he was at the mad android's mercy. I'm gonna enjoy ripping you apart, dear ex-husband. The transformed Vomi said with a sadistic giggle. Wait, she and him? What the fuck? Caulifla asked wide-eyed. Okay, fucking you, Kushina said as she shuddered at this. I don't understand why you're here now with these reprobates, 20 said before gagging as her grip tightened. Oh, I'm just here for some good old-fashioned revenge. And I'll give you 3 reasons why. 1. You experimented on me and cast me aside thinking I was dead. Divorce wasn't enough. 2. You hurt my new playmate. And that I can't abide by. After all, he's mine to play with, Vomi said with a crazed giggle before her face contorted into a snarl. And 3. You dared to make an android model of my son. Vomi yelled in a rage. I don't have to answer to you, Gak. 20 was saying before she slammed him by his throat into the ground. Shut up. Turn into cake. Vomi yelled as a pink energy shot off her hands onto Jiro as he turned into a slice of cake which Vomi picked up and swallowed in an instant. Well, at least one of us got eaten. Unlike in bed, you selfish old bastard. Vomi said before she cackled madly. Ugh, I think I'm gonna hurl, Kushina said, looking green at that remark. I'm with the retard. There are some things I didn't need to know about, Jiro 18 said with a shudder. Now then. What should I do next? Vomi asked with a grin before she turned to look at the Z fighters, who froze up wondering what her next move would be. What if Naruto kisses Bulma? Dragon Ball Z. The end here, and thanks for watching my video till the end.